So it's going to be Boston United who will get us underway this afternoon here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, as Dagenham and Redbridge already have gone 1-0 up against Barnet. That is an early goal, it's fair to say, in a game in the east of London. So Boston United under Martin Woods once again. Can they go and get 3 points? It's Rob Makepeace, Craig Singleton, your commentary team here on Hope and Glory, as Green just loses out in the 50-50 in the midfield. Stones had to come well out of his penalty area and having to clear, and actually got caught late there by Tom Leahy, and that will be a Boston United free kick. And I think Aidan Stone is asking the question, and in fact Leahy's been booked here, so that's a very early booking from him for him. And I think Aidan Stone was more asking the question of his teammates there of why put him in that situation, Craig, because it gave him quite a bit to do.
I think that's the earliest booking I've ever seen, 27-28 seconds. So he's on a tightrope for the rest of the afternoon, isn't he? But he left a foot in, didn't he? Thought he might have got the benefit of the doubt with it being the first minute, but Alan Young was having none of it.
No, so Leahy, the forward player, already in the book in the opening minute, as Stone okay to take the free kick, goes long looking for Jacob Hazel, can't win the header. Second ball won by Hill, can't find Chadwick, cleared away by Woking. Mills then just plays it straight out for a throw for the hosts, to be taken by Dan Moss. Just waiting for the ball to be retrieved, and the steward does throw it back in, and Moss gets ready to take this throw towards the halfway line, looks for Leahy to flick it on. Mills can win the free header back towards the halfway line. Keaton Ward goes up to try and win it, still bouncing around, a high boot there nearly in on Frankie Maguire, but it's Woking looking to use Stretton to play it forward. Boswick goes back to his goalkeeper Stone, who gets a good clearance on it. It's going to be picked up in midfield by Woking, and Andrews, who flicks it forward once again. Boswick just trying to stop his man from getting forward. Boston are able to clear it away through J. Rowe, and Hazel can hold it and lay it off to Maguire, who just slipped as he tried to get hold of the ball, and then Maguire wins a free kick and isn't too happy with that challenging on him.
No, all over him, wasn't he, Dale Gorman? But United get the free kick, quick chance to play.
Ball with Boston United out on the right hand side to Cameron Green, 25 yards out, finds Maguire, back to goal, goes out to the left now to Chadwick, looking to create some space, finds Dylan Hill, 25 yards out, urged to shoot by the Boston fans, instead goes out to Rowe. Boston looking to build something down that right hand side. They did that a lot last week against Dagenham. J. Rowe a lot further forward, it feels, under Martin Woods. Hazel holds on to it, goes back to Hill once again, now with Keaton Ward, played inside for Hazel. Boston just having to go back to the halfway line now to Boswick, plays it inside for Green, and then Richards out to the right to Hill. Good football this from Boston United, brilliant football in fact, as J. Rowe now goes marauding forward. Rowe into the penalty area, plays it across, and a good challenge has to come in, and Boston United have got a corner in the opening 3 minutes, but J. Rowe again showing his attacking threat.
Yeah, really bright start, really good football again, involving lots of different players, and as it was last week with the goal for J. Rowe down that right hand side, something similar today, but a cross blocked. First corner goes to the Pilgrims.
Yeah, Cameron Green is going to take this for Boston, left-footed in swinger, as Barnet have levelled things up against Dagenham Red, 1-1 in that game. Can Boston get an early goal here? It's Green who delivers in towards that near post, headed away by Woking. Ward tries to head it back into the box, free header for the host to try and clear away. Not much distance on it though. Boswick now goes for the long range effort that's only going to drift wide a goal. It was one the goalkeeper Jaskalainen always had covered, but Michael Boswick there showing that he's got an eye for goal maybe this afternoon.
And did you see which advertising board it hit? Boz's Fruit and Veg. Destined to happen.
Of course, yes. Jaskalainen then to take this goal kick, 0-0, 4 minutes into this game here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. We'll keep you up to date with Gainsborough in the Trophy, Stamford, Spalding, Grantham all in league action this afternoon. Lincoln drawing 0-0 at Exeter earlier on today. Mills scoops it behind him, Boston clear it away through Richards. Hazel tries to take it down, Maguire then forward, headed away again by Woking. In the midfield area, Andrews just tries to flick it on in behind J. Rowe, gets a header and is able to play it back to Aidan Stone, but Woking certainly feel like a side that are going we're on a bad run, let's just not make any mistakes, let's clear it whenever we get the opportunity.
Yeah, it's been all the attacking really has been United so far, hasn't it? Just noticed Charlie Kendall's not playing, is he? We were talking about
been walking around down here
last night. So it's Jack Stretton up top, on loan from Stockport. So more than capable, but yeah, Woking not in good form. So a sense of real chance for United today.
Yeah, Michael Doyle, their boss, under a little bit of pressure. Recently lost in the FA Cup to Cambridge. So throw for Cian Harries over on the left-hand side in front of the Boston United supporters, just towards the halfway line. Harries goes forward, Rowe heads it away, Maguire tries to flick it on to Hazel, who collides with Andrews, and Boston United could have found Billy Chadwick maybe, but it's well done by Woking to go back to their goalkeeper Jääskeläinen. Solihull down to 10 men away at Ebbsfleet, which is probably not what you want if you're a team in the relegation zone. You don't want Ebbsfleet starting to pick up form and pick up results as Boston try and go forward. Again, it's Chickson this time, experienced left back, who has to clear it out of play. But again, Jacob Hazel, the key message from him is he is the link-up man, isn't he? He did a great job with that last week.
Yeah, he did, and I think they'll be looking for something similar, trying to occupy the two centre-halves, particularly Dyche, who's been an opponent of United over recent years for Brackley. But yeah, a lot of onus on Hazel in that system as sort of the lone striker. She got 3 in support today, but he's the top scorer, and I'm sure he'll be looking to add to that. Not got one for a few weeks now.
Yeah, Dyche, the son of. Ball cleared away by Woking. Bostwick heads it forward. It's back now with Dan Moss for the host. Chadwick, unlucky there. Tried to close it down, but just didn't get the ricochet. Now it's with Ward for Woking. Sets it off down the right-hand side for Stretton, who is offside. Ball put in the back of the net by Leahy, but the offside flag had already gone, and Leahy just had to be careful there, because technically that is kicking the ball away. He is already on a yellow card.
Yeah, that would have been harsh if the referee had penalised that, but I know what you're saying. The whistle had clearly gone, hadn't it?
Yeah. It's just one of those, isn't it? If you get a referee who is pedantic like that, that could have easily been 2 yellows in 7 and a bit minutes, couldn't it?
Yeah, that would have been a quick one for 2 yellows. I've seen players get sent off early on, straight red. Missed challenge perhaps, but to get yourselves 2 yellows in the first 10 minutes, you'd be desperately unlucky to do that, or desperately stupid rather.
Stone's free kick goes all the way through to his fellow goalkeeper Jääskeläinen. Cleared long by Woking. Rowe trying to stop Leahy. Leahy trying to get there. Does really well. It's with Woking, and then challenging on Dylan Hill, but it's going to be a throw which is won by Chickson, who throws it inside quickly. Bostwick has to come across, and that will go out of play for a Woking corner.
Yeah, Woking's turn for their first corner now. Decent bit of defending from Bostwick. I think he was trying to contest the fact that the last touch came off him. We're too far away to really tell, but taking a quick one here.
Yeah, it's with Woking. They've made a mess of that. Green tries to clear it. They've got the ball back though. Play back into the penalty area towards the penalty spot. A couple of players grappling for it, and then Chadwick able to get it partially away, and now a chance for Hazel to fire it forward, and it's a chance for Keaton Ward. He just couldn't take it down in his stride. Harries was able to clear, and it was a good piece of defending there from Cian Harries. It was an awkward ball, and Keaton Ward, if it had just been able to get that touch on past him, would have had a clear route to goal.
Yeah, a decent bit of defending, but then in the end he just sort of shanked it straight out of play, didn't he, when Woking were hoping to get back on the counter-attack. But yeah, very nearly a productive breakaway from United with Ward, but decent defending in the end from Harries.
I can tell you elsewhere that Altrincham are leading Southend by a goal to 0, and Jack Duffy has scored for Stamford to give them a 1-0 lead at Redditch in the Southern Central Premier Division. 2 sides next to each other in the table, both in the promotion race. Woking have it out on the right hand side with Ward. Green tries to fight his way through and gets a throw for Boston, gets a pat on the back as well from Martin Woods, resisting that temptation, as you put on social media, Craig, to name himself in the squad today.
Yeah, I think if one of these 18 was injured or suspended, he would definitely be in the 18, probably only on the bench, but I'm sure he's itching to get back out there as a player, as well as trying to take on this temporary role, giving it his full commitment as normal.
Lovely ball from Hazel out to Rowe, and now it's with Boston United on the right wing. Dylan Hill has it. Certainly Boston not rushing their attacks, trying to take their time over it. Ward tried to poke the ball through, and Woking have been able to get it away now. Played forward by Akinola. Boswick slides into the challenge, and it's found Maguire, and Chadwick's in a bit of space out on the left, and Chadwick is racing in on the right foot. Chadwick with the opportunity, can he get the shot away? No, just maybe took a touch too many, and it's well blocked by Woking and cleared away. Boswick now heads it to Mills on the halfway line. It's with Cameron Green. The Woking coaching staff not happy with their team not getting out quick enough, but Billy Chadwick did all the hard work and then just couldn't find the time to get the shot away.
It's a bit like his assist last week. He was sort of feinting to shoot 2 or 3 times, couldn't get his shot away, and set up J Rowe for that equaliser, but in the end did take the shot on this week, but was eventually crowded out. Woking hadn't defended it too well until that point, but put the bodies on the line when it really mattered.
They feel a panicked team, Woking, so far in the opening 10 minutes.
You would imagine the message would be, wouldn't it? Keep it quiet, keep the home crowd quiet early on, try and get them up against the side, because they've not seen them win for a while. And I think almost 11 minutes in, I think Martin Woods will be really happy with what he's seen.
Yeah, goalless here on Hope and Glory. Elsewhere in the division, Aldershot have gone 1-0 up at Gateshead. Throw for J Rowe into Keaton Ward, helped back for Rowe now, played forward for Hazel again, back to goal, just pokes it for Maguire. Maguire tries to play it out for Chadwick. Challenge has to come in by Matt Ward. It will go out for a Boston United throw. 2 options there for Maguire. He had Cameron Green and Chadwick in space. He tried to play it in for Chadwick, and it will be a Boston United throw with Cameron Green, but again, good from Boston United so far.
You don't normally see that. You normally see a player trying to steal yards up the pitch to take a throw, and Green was actually coming back. The referee's forcing him to take it nearer the corner flag.
That's come to nothing. Mills has to defend up against Stretton. Uses his strength well, plays it to Boswick. Now to Mills once again, across to the right hand side to J Rowe. We're 11 and a half, nearly 12 minutes into this game. It is goalless. Boston have had a couple of half chances, but have not tested Jääskeläinen in the Woking goal. Boswick now looking to set Billy Chadwick in behind. What a ball that is! Oh, and Chadwick just couldn't control it. That was nearly sensational from Michael Boswick from centre half, playing the ball from right to left, and Chadwick just couldn't take it in his stride. Still 0-0.
No, in between right back and centre half. Blimey, if that had resulted in a goal, they'd have been showing that pass for years to come, wouldn't they? Defence splitter from Boswick, but just too much on it. Chadwick not able to bring it under his spell.
Yeah, that would have been one of the assists of the season so far if that had come off, but unfortunately not the case. So goal kick for Woking and Jääskeläinen. One for Mills to win the header. Played forward by Cameron Green. Hazel in a battle. Hazel trying to get there. The goalkeeper's come out. Hazel still going after it. And Jääskeläinen has to slide out right to the right-hand side of his penalty area to come and gather. Hazel causing a few issues there for Cian Harris.
Yeah, just did enough for the centre half. They need to hold him up, allowing his goalkeeper to come out and sweep up. But you know what Hazel's like, he'll keep running. And hopefully there's a chance or two in there for him today.
Jääskeläinen going long. Boswick heads it up into the air. Second chance for Boswick to try and head it, but it goes out into those Boston United fans in the terrace opposite us. Will be a Woking throw. Played back in field now for Harris. Out to Chickson on the left. Boston having to get players back and defend. Leahy is onside. A few Boston players put their arms up, but he's kept hold of the ball. Goes back into Harris now. He looks to deliver the ball into the edge of the penalty area. Fired away by Boswick. Hazel wins the flick on. Well, it had to be an important piece of defending, but Maguire gets it now for Boston. He's going forward. Maguire's taken out, and Deitch here is going to get booked. He mistimed that challenge completely, and there can be no arguments over that one.
No, not at all. Good play. Chadwick was initially offside, wasn't he? So Maguire couldn't release it too quickly, and just by hanging on to it, drew the foul. Deitch came flying in, didn't he? And 2 Woking players into the book inside 14 minutes.
Yeah, so Deitch and Leahy, the 2 players, one a centre half, one a centre forward, but again it was good counter-attacking from Boston United there. They've got players forward, they're supporting Jacob Hazel as soon as he does win that initial first contact with the ball. It's players in and around him that's been good for Boston so far. Played out to the left to Cameron Green, the short free kick. Green racing forward. Green still into the edge of the penalty area. Played out now for Chadwick. Chadwick going towards the byline, plays it across. Hazel flicks it. Oh, it's a bit of a miscued clearance, still not properly cleared by Woking. Now they should be able to. Maguire with the foul, and it will be a Woking free kick. Zach Mills frustrated there, and you can understand why, because that was so close to Boston United taking the lead again.
Yeah, ball right across the, closer than the 6-yard line, wasn't it? 3 or 4 yards out from Chadwick. Just needed a meaningful touch, but United will be really happy with this first 15. The only disappointment they'll have is not to be leading.
Yeah, it's been a good solid start. I think Max Darich is still complaining with the referee here about why he's been booked. But Woking with this free kick, but again it was just that moment in the box, wasn't it? There was just a panic around Woking trying to get rid of the ball that Boston United were nearly able to make the most of.
Yeah, it didn't look totally convincing, did they? And now Jaskalainen's just kicked that free kick straight out of play, gives United the initiative back again. It's certainly been a nervy start from the home side.
Yeah, Woking, one of the only grounds I've ever been to with the main stand behind the goal. It almost feels like you need to swap everything 90 degrees just to make it feel like a normal pitch. Oh, Maguire in a collision there with Akinola. Both players are okay. Boswick has it and looks to play it forward. This time can't play a world-class pass, and Jaskalainen is going to come and gather. Yeah, it was a commentary position. We're just maybe 2 or 3 metres above the pitch level, so you get a real good view and feel for the game right on the halfway line here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. 16 minutes in, still 0-0. Ball with J. Rowe. Feels like he's been fouled, but not the case. I can tell you Hartlepool have gone down to 10 men against Eastleigh, so there's a bit of bad blood in the National League today. Already 2 red cards in the games. And Woking already with a couple of players booked in this one as Boswick clears it away. Hazel will go chasing after it, and again it's just a miscue from Dyche. She's under no pressure really to do anything, and he's played it straight out for a Boston throw. Yeah,
he's a bit wobbly at the moment, isn't he, after that yellow card? He's spent the next couple of minutes arguing it and just taking his eye off the ball slightly.
Green to Chadwick. That's going to nearly hit us. I feel like we're in the danger zone a little bit today, Craig, if I'm being honest. Mills plays the throw in quickly for Green. Again, Woking have just switched off here. Green forward for Maguire, just couldn't trap it. Cleared away by Woking. That will go all the way back for Aidan Stone in his goal, who's been pretty much a passenger in this game so far. Oldham leading Tamworth by a goal to 0 elsewhere in the National League. This afternoon, locally, games are still 0-0 against Chester. Stamford leading at Redditch, Spalding 0-0 at Bishop Stortford, Grantham 0-0 at Hinckley, 0-0 here, and 0-0 Lincoln Exeter in the early kick-off. Get reaction from Ethan Arahan to that game at half-time in this one. Mills clears it long for the Pilgrims, headed away by Woking once again. Richards on the halfway line, then Rowe with the second header. Boston trying to win it in that midfield area, but Woking are able to clear long. Boswick takes it into his midriff. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake at the back. The goalkeeper's come flying out, and it's played past him and gone wide. And that was a glorious opportunity for Stretton there. Boswick puts his hand up, says, yes, it was my fault. Aidan Stone did well there not to go and clatter his man, and Stretton, maybe just seeing Stone running at him, had his eye off the ball and put it wide of the post. Still 0-0. Yeah,
I think the goalie's presence just put him off, didn't it? And whether you call it dive or cheap tumble or whatever you want to call it, it was referee didn't deem it was a foul, did he? Aidan Stone just did enough not to really commit himself, which was important, because that could have been a penalty. If it was just outside, it could have been free kick and red card. So it was a big moment in the game that United have just survived there.
Gateshead levelling things against Aldershot, 1-1. Stone takes the goal kick, looking for Hazel again. Dyche climbing all over him as Grantham Town have gone 1-0 down at Hinckley. Big game at the bottom of the table in the Midlands division. Boswick will just look to see this one out, and is able to see this one out for a goal kick. So 19 minutes in, Boston United certainly with the better of the play, not necessarily creating clear chances though, Craig.
No, there's not been a moment where you think they really should have scored, but a couple of opportunities, one for Chadwick, one where Hazel couldn't get a real connection in front of goal. Just looking if there's a Woking sub possibly warming up in front of us.
Yeah, I think it was Kelly Evans potentially might be coming on. Long ball played forward by the host. Goes past Boswick. It's a chance for Leahy. Leahy, does he keep it in play? No, he doesn't. He's frustrated. It would have been a great chance again, and that's just a couple of times now Boston have been caught out as Cameron Green goes to take the free kick quickly, and the referee, well, I think claimed it was a moving ball. Maybe he didn't see that one, but that shows that Woking have got that ability, especially in behind that Boston defence.
Yeah, there's once or twice, haven't they now, particularly with Stretton. Lee is a willing runner as well. Good movement across that Woking forward line. I'm not sure if it might be Jamie Walker.
Looks like he's putting his coat back on for now.
Lewis Walker, rather. He's another attacking player, but he's got his shirt on ready, but perhaps not called into action just yet.
Yeah, just having a look. Stratton maybe is limping ever so slightly, but Woking, well, trying to clear it at the back. Hill wins it for Boston United, looking to break forward. Keaton Ward there as well. Hill blocks the forward ball. It's with Keaton Ward, tries to flick it forward. Hill fighting for it as well. Hazel blocks the clearance. Woking are able to bring it away and bring it forward. Green now steals it back in a good position. Oh, Chadwick's been caught, but Boston United are in on goal. Green round the goalkeeper, and he's pulled it back. Boston United were in on goal. Cameron Green had the opportunity to finish it, and the referee has decided to pull play back.
I think the chance was going to go astray, but even so, when you left backs motoring into the box, referee was perhaps just a little bit too heavy on his whistle. But Dan Moss is now writhing around in agony, but he's about to get Woking's third yellow card of the game already, because he was certainly very late on Billy Chadwick, who's up and about, thankfully.
Yeah, for a
whether
second.
Moss is really hurt here or whether he's just trying to avoid sanction. Hopefully he's okay, but he's certainly going to get a yellow card, and that'll be 3 for Woking inside the first quarter of the game.
Yeah, for a second there I did check just to see if it was Deitch who'd gone in with the challenge, isn't it? Because it was
it's a definite yellow,
isn't it? It's a yellow card, isn't it, straight away? Yeah.
But it's desperate defending again, really, isn't it?
It's just Boston just seem sharper, don't they, at the moment? They're sharper to every ball.
Yeah, and that's getting on the front foot, isn't it? Trying to get Maguire, Chadwick and Ward on the ball, driving forward. Really good ball carriers, and Chadwick looked like he was going to be away once Cameron Green was away, but referee deemed that it warranted an immediate stoppage to potentially make a substitution. It does look like Dan Moss is going to be coming off. So
yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's made the challenge and going to get a yellow card. He's almost reminiscent of Cameron Gregory, not to such an extent, but at Altrincham, where he was injured but received the red. This is going to be a yellow for the Woking fullback, and perhaps Lewis Walker is going to be coming on, or indeed one of the other Woking subs.
Kelly Evans is a fullback, isn't he? Odyssey as a defender as well, so we will see here. I think the referee's just been in consultation with his fourth official about what's going to happen here as well. So Moss is still down in need of treatment. Halfway through this first half here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Boston United 0-0 here at Woking, but have had some good opportunities in this game, and the best one was the one the referee stopped.
Yeah, I think United will be ruined that. Cameron Green's just talking to Alan Young about the decision, no doubt, but
just asking the question, I think, isn't he, there, about what was going on. But again, it was Boston that was stealing the ball in a high area, and as we talked about 10 minutes ago, didn't we, Jacob Hazel is being supported today by 2 or 3 players. Chadwick was the man who managed to nick in that time. There was before, it was Frankie Maguire. They've got good options, good legs in that midfield area.
Yeah, certainly have, and 3 Woking players, like we say, are now running the tightrope of a yellow card, although it looks like unfortunately one of them is going to be substituted.
Yeah, so Moss is into the book, but it's irrelevant really in terms of this game, because he's being helped off by the physio and by his teammate, and that'll be his afternoon done and dusted. I'm just having a look at the substitute who is coming on. We're seeing the sub getting ready right in front of us here. And we're Woking for the meantime though, because the sub isn't ready, They're going to have to play with 10 for the time being, I think, by the looks of it. It's going to be Odesina who's going to come on. Is the referee going to allow this sub to take place, or is he going to say you're going to have to wait till after the free kick?
No, I think you should be allowed to make your change, but
yeah, so Odesina is on. We'll see what that means for a change potentially for Woking at the back. Centre half on for a right back, so we'll see what that means here then. So it's going to be a free kick for Boston. It's a good 30 plus yards out. Keaton Ward is lining this up like he's going to shoot, but I think he might just try and clip it in towards that far post area. Boswick is the furthest man in the line of Boston attackers. It's Ward who clips it in. It's cleared away. Boswick will have to go and retrieve for Boston, and playing as a right winger at the moment, goes back for Cameron Green. First time ball into the box. It's a good one. Mills with a header puts it over the bar, and it's not a corner, it's a goal kick.
Him and Chickson, it might have come off the back of Chickson, but no, he's given the goal kick, hasn't he? Perhaps on reflection it was more of a header than I thought.
It's one of those where you claim it even if you don't think it's yours.
Well, no, I thought it was, and then perhaps thought better of it.
26 minutes in, 0-0. Craig Singleton alongside myself from Mopey's here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. So goal kick for Jääskeläinen. Left footed, goes straight down the middle. Boswick heads it against his opponent. Now flicked forward for Stretton, but Jordan Richards was there, and now Maguire plays it forward, and it's one which is going to be left by Hazel for Chadwick down the left-hand side, Boston's left. Odesina slips over. It's Chadwick cutting inside on his right foot, tries to play the ball into the box, cleared away by Woking. Richards can't control it for Boston. Now a chance for Stretton to come forward. Zach Mills flies into the challenge, and that'll be a Woking throw. Yeah,
an attack that promised so much, didn't it? Particularly with Odesina just metaphorically trying to find his feet, lost his feet, and suddenly United looked like they might be in, but tricky for a sub, I'd imagine, when you've just come on and you've got Billy Chadwick running at you. Haven't got much time to acclimatise to the game.
No, he's got a touch here, and we'll go back to Jääskeläinen. Looks like maybe they've just slightly changed shape, maybe gone to 3 centre halves here, Woking. We'll see how that develops. It's helped on by Hazel. Chadwick can't get there. Richards again pokes it in the midfield. Hazel flicks it on, and I think Hazel was saying to Billy Chadwick, that was a great ball for you, and Billy Chadwick was going, there is no chance I'm getting on the end of that one.
Like you say though, I think they've gone 3 with Odesina. It's like Chickson's pushed further on the left. Probably Ward, Matt Ward coming over here onto the right, but it certainly looks like Woking have changed, and they probably needed to change something, didn't they, because it's been nearly all Boston in this opening half an hour.
Yeah, so 0-0. Woking with 3 players in the book. One of them has had to come off injured though, Dan Moss. And it's going to be a throw for the hosts over on the right wing, played into Gorman. Now back to Odesina. First time ball in the box, hits Michael Boswick in the thigh. Still not properly cleared by Boston United. Mills, lovely little cushion pass, finds Dylan Hill, and now Boston United looking to go an attack with Keaton Ward. Ward just steadies himself on the halfway line, finds the pass for Hazel. Little layoff trying to find Jay Rowe, who does well to win the 50-50. Richards then goes across to Cameron Green. Out to the left to Chadwick once again. Green going on the overlapping run. Chadwick instead plays it into the box. Hazel lays it off to Maguire, who couldn't get there. Cleared away by Woking once again. Richards on the halfway line. Back to Zach Mills now driving forward. Mills to the left to Green. Good football again from Boston United this. Chadwick on the left instead. Green, lovely through ball for Maguire. Oh, well blocked by Gorman, and Boston United got their second corner of the afternoon, but this is some of the best football we've seen from Boston United all season.
Yeah, some good play. Lots of different players involved, and just one area of the pitch as well. It's been right and left on that occasion, and Maguire with a goal-bound shot that was charged behind by Dale Gorman.
So it's going to be Keaton Ward to deliver this corner. Still goalless, coming up to the half-hour mark. What can Boston do from this set piece? It's Ward who delivers it in towards the near post. It comes off Odesina, and that will be another Boston United corner.
Couldn't tell you who that came off.
He wasn't claiming that one, Craig.
Not at all. It's just 3 or 4 bodies converging, and Referee deeming that it was Odesina who'd got the last touch, so United get another crack at this.
Ward plays it in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Woking. Maguire heads it back into the penalty area, cleared away by Woking once again. Ward trying to set Boston on the Woking on the attack. It's played across towards the right hand side. Cameron Green as a left back, now in a foot race with Chickson. Has to go back to his goalkeeper Stone. Does well in the end, Cameron Green, to recover. Maguire can't win the header up against Deitch. It's in the midfield area. The game is just getting stretched at times, and Woking have won themselves a free kick just over the centre circle, and a chance for them now to create something maybe from this set piece.
Yeah, they've had to withstand a little bit of pressure, haven't they, the home side, but you just sense that they're getting back into it now. They've had 2 or 3 forays of their own in the last couple of minutes. That change of shape now with 3 at the back, we think, with Odesina as the third centre half, and a chance for 2 of those 3 centre halves to go forward and try and get on the end of this set piece delivery.
So it's Gorman, the captain, will take this. This is a plane flying over our heads. The ball is played in, and that's going to drift straight through for a goal kick.
Yeah, pretty innocuous really, wasn't it? Deitch and Odesina up there, they won't be too happy with that really, that a ball was just lofted into the box, nowhere near them. Woking haven't had many sights of goals so far, and I guess in those situations you've got to try and make the most of your set piece opportunities.
Sutton leading Maidenhead by 1-0, which is a good scoreline for these two teams, with Maidenhead down in the relegation fight at the moment. Woking now looking to play their first bit of good football, and it's out to the right to Matt Ward up against Green. Ward fighting up against Green. Green's stuck to the task well for the time being, gets the challenge in, but that will go out of play, and Woking have got their second corner of the afternoon.
Yeah, Ward, first time we've really seen him go down this right hand side. Good defending from Green though, stuck to his task. Hazel comes back, and United now need to defend another corner.
Yeah, Boston just leaving Billy Chadwick as the furthest player forward, about 25 yards out from goal. It's going to be a right-footed out-swinging corner for Gorman to take. Most of the players gathered around the left-hand corner of the 6-yard box as the ball's going to be played in from the right-hand side. So Gorman to deliver this corner. Referee certainly keeping an eye on it. Boswick just losing his man for a second. Corner played in, headed away by Green, flicked on by Maguire. Woking decide to go all the way back to Jaskalainen. Just gives everybody a chance to go and reset. Long ball played forward, one which Zach Mills goes up to win, and does win the header superbly. Hazel now fighting up against Harries. Harries goes long. He says he's been caught. The referee now has pulled play back and given a free kick. And Jacob Hazel looks surprised.
Well, I thought it possibly was a foul, but the amount of time that the referee let it go, he didn't seem to play an advantage, did he? He was seemingly not thinking it was a foul, but 5 seconds later probably thought, well, maybe that was. But he's not booked Hazel, has he? He's not penalised him for that.
Which I think is what the home support aren't happy about, because Leahy caught Stone late in the
similar
first 30 seconds, didn't he?
If it's a foul, it's probably a yellow.
And got booked. So, free kick for Woking. This is just their best spell of the game, the last 2 or 3 minutes, without trouble in the Boston goal. But it's Gorman with this free kick, central position, just over the halfway line in the centre circle. And Gorman saying to Chickson and to Andrews just to go a little bit narrow as the ball is played into the box. Boswick can head it away, headed back by Harries. Boswick again heads it away, headed back by Harries, headed away by Boswick. We're in a same 2 players. There's a couple of players then colliding with one another. Ball again headed away by Boswick, and now the referee has stopped play because I think the Woking man has a head injury. Yeah,
it was Harries to Boswick about 3 times, wasn't it? And I think Harries has been caught in the end by Maguire potentially. Don't think he's given a free kick, has he? I think he's just stopped play for a head injury. He's calling the Woking physio on, who's been a busy man so far.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? He's already had to treat one player and he's gone off.
Just as he gets there, this man gets up. Semi gets up, he's on his haunches, but don't think he's given the free kick, has he? I think he's just
no, I think
stopped
he just
it.
stopped play, didn't he? Yeah, I was going to say, it's not another one of those where he's waited 5 minutes before giving the the decision. Yeah, the referee's going to play it back with Aidan Stone. Cian Harries and Michael Boswick, who were having their own game of head tennis, have just had a chat, and the Boston fans are going to give Harries a little bit of stick, I think, as he makes his way over there. Well, there's one man in particular who is not happy.
I've not dawned on me he was heading straight over to the Boston fans, but he is, isn't he? Yeah. Bit unfortunate for the lad.
Yeah, there is one finger pointer over there. He's not a happy chappy at all. 35 minutes played. BBC Radio Lincolnshire 0-0 between Woking and Boston. Stone with the goal kick. Chickson will let that run, and I think Chadwick's a little frustrated there because I think there's times where Odyssey is going infield. There's a little bit of space for Chadwick over on the left hand side that Boston just not been able to find enough really in this game at the moment. So it is Boston 0, Woking 0 here. Gateshead lead Aldershot now by 2-1. Dagenham Red have retaken the lead as well against Barnet. They lead by 2-1. Dagenham, who Boston drew with last week and didn't look anything special, did they, last week? It was one of those occasions where you're thinking that was a missed opportunity for Boston to get a 3 points.
I can think of 5 games that Boston have lost where they've been comfortably second best, but everything else that they've not won, there's not been very much in the games. And I think of Aldershot at home, Tamworth, Dagenham. There's been several draws now that could quite easily have been 3 points.
Boston clearing it away, and
is he injured?
I just thought Odesina he looked like he just pulled his hamstring a little bit there, didn't he? He was holding the back of his leg for a second. Looks like he's going to be okay, but I say, Craig, like you said, he
just grimaced, didn't he?
Just held the back of his leg for a second.
He's not going to take this throw, is he? Is that because Dyche has got a long throw,
hasn't he? So he's going to try and get down line. Looks like he's okay to continue, and he's miscued that now. Even Dyche, he's having a real struggle of a game, isn't he? At the moment, on a yellow card, and he's cleared that one properly this time. Boswick wins the header, cleared back by Akinola, and now Leahy trying to take on Zach Mills, right hand corner of the penalty area. Mills puts it behind, and Woking have got their third corner, but this has been the last 5 minutes or so. Woking have had their best spell in terms of the area of the pitch they've been playing in.
Yeah, and I think it's since they've made that change where they've perhaps been forced into the change, but bringing Odesina on and then changing shape has actually helped them, I think. United haven't seen as much of United since, and certainly seen a little bit more of Woking.
Woking have played a short corner. It's Ward with the opportunity, well blocked by Maguire, I think it was in the end. Andrews now tries to play it back into the penalty area, one which Stone has decided to punch away. Ward then fires it into the top right hand corner. Aidan Stone made the decision to punch it away. He got no real distance on it, and Woking have taken the lead.
Yeah, they have. Like you say, there wasn't enough on the punch, was there? And I think initially it looked like there might have been a foul in there, but quite clearly there wasn't. And then when the ball drops, Matt Ward slashed home a fabulous effort to give his side the lead.
And just a strange decision really for Aidan Stone to come and punch, because he had the high advantage on the striker, didn't he? He knows in those situations your goalkeeper's going to get protected as well if you get clattered. So it was just a strange call really from Aidan Stone to go for the punch rather than come and collect it.
And we haven't seen many chances, have we, for Woking? That's the disappointing thing. Is that the first real effort they've had on goal? Probably so.
Yeah.
And it's a good finish. Again, Ward's scored a good goal, but he's benefited from the change in shape. He's playing more of a wing back now.
And all came from the short corner, which Boston didn't switch on to at first, and it was Ward who had the initial effort. So Boston with it all to do for the second successive Saturday will have to come from behind if they want to get anything from this game. They have played well, but last 5 minutes or so it's been Woking who have been the side on the front foot. And the one thing with Woking is that in this poor run of games that they've had, poor run of results, they've not conceded many goals. As Chickson goes forward for Leahy, left hand side of the penalty area, goes back inside on his right foot, plays it into the edge of the area. Ward back now to Akinola. Boston having to try and regroup here. 0-0 down. Ball played into the box by Harries. Mills heads it away, and now maybe a chance for Chadwick to have a run in. Well, the slide challenge comes in from Gorman. He completely missed him. Hazel now lays it off for Chadwick, who gets taken out once again. And we're going to get the fourth yellow card of the afternoon. All have been players from Woking, and this time it's Akinola into the book. And I'm glad I started making notes on the yellow cards early on, Craig, because this is going to be one of those that every time there's a foul, we're going to have to look down to see if the player's been booked at this rate. And
3 of them have been pretty desperate challenges, haven't they? Leahy was perhaps slightly unfortunate to get that one in the first minute on Stone, but the other 3 have been Stone Wallers, really, and Akinola the latest of those again for Chadwick, just skipping into the clear, and they have no other option but to take him down.
So, free kick for Boston just on the edge of the centre circle as Oldham go 2-0 up at home against Tamworth. Boston there in a week and a bit's time on Tuesday night. Mills' forward ball is a poor one. He's going to have to try and recover here, and does very well on the halfway line, does Zach Mills. Now to Cameron Green, just tries to poke it forward for Chadwick. Cleared along by Odesina. Mills heads it away, headed infield now by Stretton. And the ball is a bit of a miscue from Akinola out to Keaton Ward. It comes off Ward in the end, and will be a Woking throw. So 4.5 to play. Boston 1-0 down due to Matt Ward's strike 37 minutes in. Fine finish into the top right hand corner, and well, Boston United have not caused Jääskeläinen too many issues in the goal. They have had good moments in the penalty area without really being able to create that clear cut chance, haven't they?
They played some decent stuff, haven't they, and created 3 or 4 openings, but like you say, not really had that meaningful effort on target that the goalkeepers had to deal with yet.
Gorman puts it out of play for a Boston throw right in front of the dugout. Martin Woods urging his side on. Boston able to equalise before the break last weekend against Dagenham. It would be brilliant if they could do that again here this afternoon. Green plays it forward, headed away by Odesina, then gets the ball back and clears it with his right foot. Mills having to backtrack, heads it away. Andrews plays it back into the edge of the penalty area. Boswick has to head it to his right hand side, and Jay Rowe this time will be able to get it away for Boston, but not the best of clearances. Picked up by Akinola, goes back to the halfway line for Harris, looks for the run of Ward, and that will go out of play for a goal kick as a load of children try and claim the ball up against the Woking goalkeeper, and against the Boston goalkeeper. Aidan Stone goes and gathers it. I think the disappointment from Boston as well is they've not been able to really get Jay Rowe back in the game, have they? They had a good spell early on where he was getting forward, but we've not really seen that since.
No, there were 2 or 3 times, weren't there, where he really bombed on. Remember one occasion where he won United a corner from a promising situation, but again, Woking have shut that supply line off, and again I'd say it goes back to the change of formation.
Ball cleared long by Woking. Mills heads it away. It comes to the goal scorer Ward, similar position to where he scored, puts it in the box. Boswick has to head it away. It will go out for a Woking throw right next to the corner flag. I can tell you Spalding United have gone a goal to 0 down at home against Bishop Stortford. Altrincham leading 2-0 against Southend. Boston 1-0 down here as Chadwick wins it back. Oh, and Akinola, well, for a second there you thought, is he going to fly into that challenge being on a yellow card, but he timed that one right and he goes out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, you've got to be careful, haven't they? 4 yellows, 3 in essence, because Moss is already off, isn't he? But 3 key players for Woking into the book: centre half, centre midfielder and striker, and 1 false move and they could be down to 10.
Yeah, on about red cards, we've now had 3 in the division. Ebbsfleet have levelled things up with Solihull Moors on the red card count. They're both down to 10, still goalless in that game. So 3 red cards in the division so far this afternoon. 4 yellow cards for Woking in this game. But what really matters is that Woking have a goal to 0 lead as Cameron Green takes too much time on the ball, and it's a chance for Leahy. Green trying to get back. Leahy racing in on goal, plays it across, and Boston United through Michael Boswick are able to get it behind. It'll be a Woking corner, their 4th of the afternoon, but Cameron Green was just caught daydreaming.
Yeah, my initial concern from that position was that he's made a mistake and then he's desperate to atone for it and potentially pull his man down as he gets into the box, but he recovered well and Boswick helped him out, and it gives Woking another corner, and I think United would just appreciate half time as they get pretty close now.
Yeah, the last corner resulted in a short corner routine which led to a goal. This time it's going to be a left-footed in-swinger from Andrews as Woking look to double their lead before the break. Ball played in, it's towards that far post. Boswick gets it partially clear. It's still an opportunity for Odesina, pokes it towards goal, comes back out now. Andrews with a shot, blocked by Cameron Green. Another Woking corner.
Yeah, Woking did well to keep it alive, really, didn't they? I'd have seen looked like it was going to get away from him. Back across to Andrews, the corner taker, and he didn't connect particularly well, but it was charged to safety by a United defender, and another corner as we get very close to the 45 now. 18 seconds to go.
Andrews to take it once again then, won this corner for Woking. Can he set up a second goal? Plays the ball in, it's towards the far post. Header is saved somehow. It was a real scramble right in front of Aidan Stone's goal. Players have ended up in the back of the net. The ball hooked back. Green heads it away. Maguire plays it forward for Chadwick. Now a chance for Maguire. Challenge comes in, and that will be a free kick for Woking, and 5 minutes of added time, Craig.
Yeah, been some stoppages, haven't there? But United just survived a pretty major scare there, didn't they? I don't know whether it was Stone or what it was. I think he got some sort of save on it, but we're a long way away. I've got a pillar partially in the way, and can't really tell you too much what happened there, but it was a dangerous corner from Andrews, and Woking very nearly profited with a second goal.
Free kick after Maguire put the foul in on Odesina. So Jääskeläinen to take this in the first of 5 added on minutes. Boston just under a little bit of pressure as we head towards half time. Already a goal to 0 down. They will not want to concede a second right before the break in a half where they've had some positive play, but it's Woking who are ending the half stronger. Offside flag has gone up, and Boston have won the free kick, which Boswick takes quickly out to Keaton Ward. Ward going long, looking for Jacob Hazel, headed away by Odesina. Second ball's going to be picked up by Dylan Hill, but he can't control it. Cleared long by Woking once again, looking for Stratton. Lovely touch from Stratton. Stratton in on goal. Good save from Stone. Got his body there in the way. And somehow Boston United are still only 1-0 down thanks to Aidan Stone, as Dylan Hill nearly gets caught in the face there. He should be able to clear it, and does, out for a Boston throw. And well, Woking have just come alive since the goal.
Yeah, they have. Probably a little bit before that as well, where they were starting to get on top. And Stone's just made a big save, hasn't he, to keep his side in it, because you wouldn't want to be heading into half time at 2-0 down.
3 minutes of added time to play. Rowe throws it to Ward, flicked on, but again Woking now other side who are picking up all the second balls. Lovely little touch from Stratton. Gorman goes from a long way out. Always going to be drifting wide of goal, and Martin Woods, I think, is just urging his side just to switch on for these final 2 or 3 minutes, because Woking have got this confidence now from the goal from Ward, and are having chance after chance on Stone's goal.
Yeah, just need to get to half time, don't they? They've got 2.5 minutes to see it through. Make sure you know worse than a goal down, because everything's still to play for in the second half. But you go 2-0 down, you've got a mountain to climb.
Stone with the goal kick. Hazel flicks it on, headed away by Deitch. Cameron Green heads it back. Deitch has lost out, and Chadwick now with the chance. It's Chadwick running into the penalty area. Chadwick, he tried to play it across. Cleared away by Woking, picked up by Cameron Green now for Boston United. For Chadwick once again, played through the legs. Now with Green again, fired across goal. Nobody can get there. Chance for Boston United. No, cleared away again by Woking. Stratton now trying to hold it on the halfway line for the hosts, and he's done very well, and he's been able to clear it forward, but Richard has stopped that. It's now with Boston United again on the left hand side, with Zach Mills going on a run forward. Mills goes past one man. Mills into the penalty area, plays it across. A chance for Maguire. No, cleared away again by Woking. Last gasp defending for the hosts as they look to go into the break, still leading. Boston have it again with Cameron Green. Little clip ball forward. Chadwick's not going to get there, and Jääskeläinen will come and gather. Still 1-0 to Woking.
Some really good football again, isn't there? Just missing that last little bit, the important bit. But Chadwick played into a good area. Maguire having a chance, just nearly, but not quite from United. And unfortunately, they look like they're going to find themselves 1-0 down at half time.
Yeah, they're all half chances, aren't they?
Yeah, Jääskeläinen's not made a save yet, has he? And there's been nothing sort of meaningful on target. But some half chances that have presented themselves, just that little bit more composure in those certain areas, and you could easily find yourselves level. Hill
flicks it forward towards Hazel on the halfway line, and that run of chances all came from Deitch miscuing his header, doesn't it? And he feels, and we'll talk more about this when the whistle goes for half time, he feels an area Boston can target, being on a yellow card and struggling, as Green puts it out for a Woking throw, and that will be about that. We've got about 30 seconds or so to play here. Woking with that lead. Just taking their time over this throw. In fact, Ward's left it for Gorman. Gorman down left hand side. Richards goes down and gets a free kick for the Pilgrims. Are they going to have a chance to take this, or is the referee going to blow his whistle as soon as Aidan Stone kicks this? Takes a look at his watch. I think he probably will blow his whistle as soon as we reach the 50. In fact, he has. There we go then. So Boston United finding themselves a goal to nil down here at Woking. The only goal of the game coming 37 minutes in. It was a fine finish from Matt Ward. The original corner routine didn't necessarily work out, and then Ward cut inside on the left from the right into his left foot and put it into the top corner. And Craig, well, Boston United have had a lot of positivity, but the one thing they've just not been able to do is test Will Jääskeläinen.
No, I would think they've had more possession, had more of the ball, but as the half's gone on, Woking have grown stronger. It was a great goal to put them into the lead. Probably United after that slightly fortunate not to be two behind. Aidan Stone atoning with a big save from Jack Stretton, and then again at the end another decent passage of United play, but just didn't quite yield a clear-cut effort on goal. But hopefully Martin Woods can work a bit of magic at half-time. A lot of attacking options on the bench once again. We saw 4 attackers come on against Dagenham last weekend, and I would think we'll see all 4 again today, and still a lot of time in this game for United to get something from it.
Yeah, Woking have had 4 players booked, 3 still remain on the pitch, and I think that's what's intriguing, isn't it, that in this game, is that there are so many players at the moment booked for Woking, and they have been quite rash when Boston have been on the counter-attack. Yeah,
you would imagine Dyche would be the biggest risk for the money second half, because he's not had a great game so far. He's been a bit erratic. He struggled a little bit with Hazel. If he's got him to compete with and potentially had a road due around the hour mark maybe, then he's going to have a tough afternoon, and it just takes one slip and he could potentially get that second yellow. But Osborne as well, probably likely to see him. He's done well, carries the ball really well, and get him running at this Woking back line and you could have some real joy, I think.
Craig Singleton alongside myself, Rob Makepeace here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Right, let's get some half-time details of our other featured games then this afternoon. For Gainsborough Trinity, FA Trophy action against Chester with the half-time details from the North Home. Here's Dave Remnant.
Well, it's goalless here, Rob, and as the great Peter Alice would have said, there's been plenty of nip and tuck, but not a great deal of quality from either side in the final third. Trinity have worked some openings, but the final ball hasn't really been of the necessary quality. The trouble with the visitors so far. The nearest we've come to a goal, Rob, was when homekeeper Dylan Walton had to go full stretch to his left to keep out a fierce shot from Willoughby. Cisse Tantawala then struck the bar for Trinity with a fiercely struck cross just before the break. Half-time score, Gainsborough Trinity 0, Chester FC 0.
Elsewhere, locally in the Southern Central Premier Division, Spalding United have just conceded a second at half-time. They are 2-0 down at home against Bishop Stortford. Better news, though, for Stamford. Jack Duffy's early goal gives them a 0-0 lead at Redditch. What about Grantham Town in the Midlands Division, taking on Hinckley with half-time details? Graham Cowell.
Gingerbread's trailing at half-time. Rob Liam Reed's 19th minute goal, the difference on the scoreline between the two sides, and it's been the home side that have been the better of the two, seemingly looking more up for the game as the phrase goes, as they've won a lot of challenges that really Grantham have not shown a great deal of physicality in them. When that goal came on the 19th minute, the Gingerbreads gave it away from their own throw, and it was played forward for Reed, who just had to slide it past Curtis Hall to put the home side in front. Very few chances for the Gingerbreads. Lewis Darlington getting into a good position, but when he pulled the ball back square, it was cleared by the home defence. Half-time score, Hinckley Leicester Road 1, Grantham Town 0.
Thank you, Rob. Let's go through then the rest of those scores at half time. Starting off in the rest of League One, a few games going on. It's Exeter City 0, Lincoln City 0, full time that one. We'll hear from Ethan Arahan in a moment or two. Blackpool 0, Northampton Town 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Crawley Town 0 as well. Those are both half times. Cambridge United had taken the lead. They are now 1-1 with Barnsley. Into, I think there's a couple more games in League One. Just one. It's Stockport County 1, Wrexham 0, Louis Barry with the goal in that one. Into League 2, a more full fixture list here. Accrington Stanley 2, Swindon Town 1, Barrow 1, AFC Wimbledon 1. A goal 2 minutes into that game and a goal 2 minutes from half time in that game through Piggott and Dallas. It's Bromley 0, Carlisle United 0, Colchester 0, Bradford City 1, Crewe Alexander 1, Notts County 0. It's 0-0 between Doncaster and Salford and Harrogate and Chesterfield. Milton Keynes Dons 1, Cheltenham Town 2. Morecambe 0, Port Vale 0, Newport County 0, Grimsby 0, and Tranmere Rovers, Fleetwood, Walsall against Gillingham have both been postponed. Into the National League then, Altrincham 2, Southend United 0, Braintree Town 0, Fylde 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 2, Barnet 1. That game got off to a flyer, as Rob mentioned. A goal in the first minute and a goal after 4 minutes to make it 1-1. Critchlow Noble with the lead. The second goal for Dagenham puts them 2-1 up. It's 0-0 between Ebbsfleet and Solihull Moors, both sides down to 10 men in that one. Gateshead 2, Aldershot 1. 10-man Hartlepool United 0, Eastleigh 0. A lot of red cards. Oldham have raced into a 3-0 lead against Tamworth. They are 3-0 up at half time, and a hat-trick for Norwood in that one. Sutton United 1, Maidenhead 0, Wildston 0, Rochdale 0, Woking 1, Boston United 0, as we've been hearing on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, with second half commentary to come. And finally, Yeovil 0, Halifax Town 0, the evening kickoff. At the top of the table is Forest Green Rovers hosting York City.
It's not funny, it's true.
Lily Allen and Makita Oliver.
Keats, I've got some questions for you.
On BBC Sounds.
Tell me what you've enjoyed about our podcast so far.
I like that you've got more and more comfortable in this space, and I've watched you show all parts of yourself.
We've both cried.
Miss Me with Lily Allen and Makita Oliver.
We're just us, having a chat.
Feels like we've been doing it forever.
We kind of have.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Now, it's been a busy week in the world of football. We've had it all covered here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire with the sports team and hope and glory, but they've also been reflecting on it with Scott Dalton on The Breakfast Show.
Scott Dalton at breakfast
on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
So this week on The Breakfast Show, we all felt very old when this happened.
Certainly caught the eye, he's got it in the edge of the air. Chance to shoot, Lou! Oh! What a goal! If you're going to score your first goal for a club you've been at since a junior, you smash it in from 30. 4-0 Lincoln City. Remember the name, Zayn Okoro.
It got us talking about whether you can remember what you were actually doing when you were the age of 17. Few people got in touch, including we had someone who was working on a cargo ship, someone else who said they actually were a Christmas elf. It was their first job at the age of 17. None, though, quite matched that. Quite as exciting as scoring a debut goal for a football club. Also this week, we chatted about how you met your other half. This was after we heard from Philip and Elizabeth. Now, they have worked together in the same shop in Grantham for more than 40 years. They're retiring together this weekend. It all started with them getting together at a Christmas works do in quite an unusual way.
So we'd gone to the Christmas party. In the meantime, Philip had left the store and he'd gone to work somewhere privately. Anyway, he came back and he came to the Christmas do, and we got together at the Christmas do, and it was all basically over a raffle. We bought raffle tickets and the number was called out. We both got up and went down to pick the prize up, and he said, well, there's only one of you can have won. So we both said, well, we both got the number, but as it happened, they were two different coloured tickets and I got the right one, so I'd won the raffle and Philip hadn't.
But Philip, you won Elizabeth, so that was a good prize.
Well, yeah, it was a teddy bear she won, but I suppose I won a heart on that night.
Oh, yeah. Now that's almost like it was meant to be, the raffle ticket thing, wasn't it? Do you think
That's
that?
right, yes. Yes, we think so.
Fate bringing you together.
A lot of people contacted us about how they got together. We had Dave, who said he met his wife-to-be in a trench at an archaeological dig. Now, I'm off this week, but William Wright is looking after you on The Breakfast Show on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, so join him every morning. Remember, we always have regular sports updates, including the latest from Lincoln City and Boston United. And this week, there's another Imps Winning Wednesday with your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Imps' next home game.
Scott Dalton at breakfast
on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Fiona Mills.
Weekend mornings from 6. I know that you know I'm not an expert at plants. I'm an expert at killing plants. But I might have found the perfect person to help me. You may know Joe Bagley from Gardener's World. He's known as the houseplant doctor.
If you want a wow plant, the false shamrock plant, you buy one from the garden centre or you move the plant around, it gets a bit angry with you, so the leaves actually fold back. But I always call it the semi-pet, really.
As if I need another thing in my house nagging me for food and attention.
Fiona Mills.
Weekend mornings from 6 on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Fiona, back tomorrow. Let's get more reaction to that 0-0 draw for Lincoln City earlier on. Let's hear from Ethan O'Rahan speaking to Michael Horton after that draw at Exeter City.
Ethan, welcome back to playing again. We'll talk about it in a bit, but it just feels in this game maybe a point that got 2 points that got away.
Yeah, thank you. Tough place to come here though. We take a clean sheet, but I think we had the more clear chances first half and second half. So, as you said, maybe 2 points that got away, but one that we might look back on and we'll take great pride in the point.
It shows perhaps how far the team have come that you come to a place like this and expect more from yourself.
Yeah, I think so. I've had some successful days here as well. We can see the last minute equalise the last time. Or maybe I've not actually. We lost the game before, so we know it's a tough place to come. A few teams came recently and were on the back of defeats. So, as you said, it's a tough place to come, but we know that we can take points here, and we are a bit disappointed in ourselves that we didn't take all 3 points, but it does show how far we've came.
Obviously, we don't want to see Paulie come off, but when you got the call at half time to go on, you must have been quite excited to get back playing.
Yeah, of course. It's been a few weeks now, so almost a good rest. But it was nice to come back, and I felt fresh today, and got the call a bit earlier than I did, which is always nice, always exciting. So especially at half time.
You got involved pretty quickly.
Yeah, a few tasty challenges from the lad maybe, but no, it's still part of the game, and it was a feisty game, and the fourth said to me coming on, he knows what I'm like, so it was nice of him to say that. So no, it was a feisty game, yeah.
I think it felt quite a dominant second half and making everything but the goal, really.
Yeah, I think so. I think we had more control second half. As I said though, we did have clearer chances than they did first half as well, so we had more control, more box entries, which the gaffer wants. A couple of chances, we're unlucky not to take them, but if we get that conviction in front of goal, then we score one, and everyone believes in us that we're going to hold out and keep that clean sheet. So,
mention a couple of your teammates. Jack at the moment is in great form, isn't he?
Yeah, Jack's in great form. Obviously today as well, amazing. Chesham game, I was obviously watching the TV, he's kind of wondering where the goal was going to come from. A bit of magic from him, lovely cutting. I thought he was going to do it today as well, and he almost got his assist for Jovan. So no, Jack's been great, and he's great to play with, and he's settling into the team well, and since he came last season, and he's special. He's got that bit of special moment that other boys maybe don't have. It's myself, so it's good to you sort of give him the ball and let him work his stuff.
When we're losing centre halves, you might be playing centre half soon, but Tendai did it today. It's been a great signing, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think Ten. Was it Chesham game as well? He played centre half. So and City as well. So he's played centre half the last couple of games, and it's just that experience, isn't it? He's cool, calm, collected head, and he's a top player and a top guy. So he's very important for us younger lads as well, in and around the places. We don't have many older lads, so I think he's important. And as you said, he's vital to what we do on the pitch, on and off the pitch. So.
It strikes me the last couple of weeks of being injured has been a nightmare for you. You don't strike me as somebody who's quite happy to sit on the sidelines.
No, it has been a nightmare, yeah. I think this is my third week, so I was happy to get on after 45 today. I was buzzing to get back, and leg felt good, which is a positive. So no, you're right, I don't like sitting inside, so it was nice to be back involved with the boys training at the end of this week.
Always a very jolly man, isn't he, Ethan O'Rahan there, speaking after Lincoln's 0-0 draw at Exeter City. If you missed the interview with Michael Scabala, it'll be available for you later on this evening on Red Imps Club. We'll also play it for you just before 6 o'clock this evening as well here on Hope and Glory. The two sets of teams are back out here at Woking. Boston United trailing by a 1-0 at half-time. And with it all to do, and Craig Singleton alongside myself, Rob Makepeace, for commentary of this second half. And well, Craig, it's not a game we're looking at thinking how are Boston going to score. It's just how do they find a way of getting more chances on goal more than anything else, isn't it? It just feels like a game where there will be goals.
Yeah, they've got in some good areas, haven't they? Perhaps just need to back themselves to take a shot on, as they did last week with Jay Rowe. It probably wasn't a goal that looked particularly on the cards when he picked the ball up, but he had an effort and it flew into the back of the net, didn't it? So I'd say be sensible with your shooting, but got to have a shot. I mean, you can score a goal, so don't be afraid to have an effort.
Yeah, Wilson have taken the lead in their game at home against Rochdale. Means the gap at the moment between Boston and getting out the bottom four will be 7 points if things remain the same. So important that Boston can try and find a way back into this game. Woking with possession out on the right hand side. Good play by Leahy, then slips as he goes to take the shot, and that will go out of play for a goal kick as Dagenham Red go 3-1 up against Barnet. So Boston lining up the same as they did start of the game. Stone in goal, back forward Rowe, Boswick, Mills and Green. Midfield of Hill, Richards and Maguire, and then Ward and Chadwick either side of Jacob Hazel. On the bench, Kieran Coates, Tom Leake, Adam Marriott, Dan Mooney, Pemi Aderoju, Sam Osborne and some goalkeeper Jake Lovelace. So goal kick for Stone. Boston try and win it in the midfield area. Andrews plays it forward, then Hill for Boston gets it back towards Jacob Hazel. Rowe heads it forward, Gorman clears it away with his left boot, one that Mills can then knock down towards Dylan Hill, who completely miscues his ball. He tried to find Chadwick, but instead he's set Woking up on the attack, and Green had slipped over, and it's an opportunity for Leahy out on the right hand side of the pitch up against Green. Leahy going towards the byline, Green gets something on it, and that will be a corner for Woking. They're up to 6 now on the corner count, and that was all just a bit of a mess really from Boston.
Yeah, Green was not entirely convincing in trying to tell the referee that he'd not touched it, but corner to Woking and an early chance for them to add to their lead at the start of this second half.
Yeah, so it's going to be Andrews to deliver the corner once again, left-footed number 6. Boston again just leaving Chadwick midway inside their defensive half. Andrews right arm high in the air, directing traffic, plays the ball into the box again. Stone gets an unorthodox punch on it, cleared away, and Ward just plays it straight out. And again, Aidan Stone not looking the most convincing.
Didn't want to come and catch, did he? Sort of fisted it away with both hands. Got the job done on this occasion. But Woking just taking a little bit of time now. They've got a throw. I think is he going to book him?
I wonder if he is here. It is Odesina. No, he's just having a word with him. Odesina by the looks of it. Woking take the throw and go back to their goalkeeper Jääskeläinen. 2,394 the attendance, 218 from Boston. I have to say, Craig, I think it's just because of where we're based, and we're not based in a home stand as such, so it doesn't feel like as many people here, does it? But yeah, it's a game with 2,000 plus people here. That I think it's the first time I've ever really felt a game where it doesn't feel like there's maybe 1,000 here, let alone 2,300. It's a strange one.
Not much atmosphere, is there?
Odesina has given away a free kick for handball there. I think he gathered the ball thinking it was a free kick for Woking, and that's not been the case, and now Boston United have got a chance to deliver the ball into the box.
Yeah, again, perhaps wishful thinking on his half. If I go down and touch it, I might get the foul, but not forthcoming from the referee and penalised him for a clear handball.
I think Martin Woods is asking for the yellow card there. The referee certainly wasn't shy at getting his yellow card out in that first half. So Boston 1-0 down here, 3.5 minutes into the second half though. A chance potentially to get back level through this free kick on the left wing, and a chance to deliver into the box. Either Keaton Ward or Cameron Green. Boswick and Mills forward from the back, as is Jay Rowe. It's going to be Ward who whips the ball in. Oh, the goalkeeper got something on it. Good punch in the end from Jääskeläinen and came and controlled that situation. And it'll be a Boston throw.
Yeah, good touch to get it away. J. Rowe was closing in swinging ball from Keaton Ward. It's a throw to United in the end, which Rowe will come across and take, but decisive goalkeeping from the working number 1, or number 22 as he's wearing.
Ball with Rowe on the right hand side. Andrews up against him. Out for another Boston throw right next to the corner flag. Rowe awaiting the throw in, cleared away, comes out to Cameron Green, just takes it over to his left hand side now. Chadwick is there, lays it off for Billy Chadwick, who's going to go inside. Chadwick just rides the challenge of his man, then tries to do too much with it, and Woking have the chance to break forward. Mills has to be careful up against Stretton. Both have got a big handful of their shirts. Mills again has done superbly just to turn Stretton and sets Cameron Green off, and Green can run down that left wing. Chadwick's been left behind as Green looks to take on Odesina, who this time does really well to get his body in the way and then clears it forward. Play continuing. Odesina back on his feet. Stretton forward again. Mills body in the way. Green, lovely first touch from him, and Green can now have a run forward again. This time doesn't get past Odesina. Richards picks up the second ball for Boston and goes back to Zach Mills on the halfway line. Mills clips it over the top, looking for Chadwick again. Odesina gets in the way. Boston trying to win it. Richards stepping in. Boston wanted a free kick again. It's not been the case. That gone out for a throw. Now it's stayed in, and everybody just stopped for a second there. Now it has gone out for a throw. Just Billy Chadwick just almost trying to do too much there, wasn't he, when on that initial run a minute ago?
Yeah, he's playing a long way from goal, isn't he? I think United need to get him into more of those areas where he can really affect things. He's trying to do it, but he's too far from goal, and that was 35 yards out, and he's trying to have a shot, but closed down pretty well in the end by Woking.
Boswick tries to play the pass through, but it goes all the way through to Jääskeläinen, and Solihull take the lead away at Ebbsfleet by a goal to nil. Boston 1-0 down here, not won since that victory at Sutton at the start of September in the league. 2 draws in the last 2 games as Harry's well gets the ball off Jääskeläinen and then gives it straight away to Boston United. And that's where Boston in that first half, they had a bit of joy when they could run at that Woking defence and put them under a bit of pressure. That's where you feel the goal's coming from, Craig, don't you? It's a turnover of possession.
Yeah, and potentially with the options that United have got, potentially Osborne and Mooney, who could both come on and carry the ball. Osborne particularly at speed, it's potentially a route back into the game that, like you say, win it back and counter, and Woking look like they still give you a chance.
Boswick plays it off Leahy for a Boston throw. As we're waiting for the ball to be retrieved, I think Leahy's been... I don't think he needs treatment. I think it's just an injury that...
Might just need a few minutes.
Yes.
A few seconds at least.
A few deep breaths. I don't think there's much treatment for that. It's going to be a throw for Boston. 52.5 minutes played here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Boston trailing by a goal to nil at the moment. Stamford leading 1-0 at Redditch. Grantham Town have levelled. Jevon Seaton on his debut scoring to give them get them back to 1-1 48 minutes into that game. Spalding 2-0 down against Bishop Stortford. Gainsborough 0, Chester 0 in the FA Trophy. Rowe takes the throw, plays it in for Keaton Ward, who plays it off Lee. He's just had one down below, now gets it in the face.
Shouldn't laugh, should you? But he's struggling, the poor lad.
He is. He's not having the easiest of minutes, is he, Leahy? The player who was booked within 30 seconds of the game starting. And it's going to be Jääskeläinen with the ball in his hands to clear it long from the goal kick. It's one which Boswick will go and win and head away comfortably. Played out to Chadwick on the left side, not back to Green, who works the 1-2 with Chadwick. Gorman comes across, will go out of play for a Boston throw as Solihull have gone 2-0 up now at Ebbsfleet, and Aldershot have levelled things against Gateshead 2-2 in that game. Can Boston level things up here? Richards plays it into Hill. Forward now for Boston for Maguire. Ward's in acres of space. The ball from Maguire played just behind Keaton Ward, but J. Rowe's gone on the overlap. Hill's made a good run down the middle. It's played out to J. Rowe. First chance in the second half for Rowe to get into the box. Hazel knocks it down, and the decision has gone Wokin's way. A handball by Jacob Hazel.
Yeah, ball skipped up, didn't he, towards his chest, tried to cushion it, but touched his hand. Definite free kick, unfortunately. Wonder how long Martin Woods might leave some changes. We've played 10 minutes now.
Yeah, Marriott warming up at the moment for Boston.
Yeah, I think the thinking last week was that chance that Marriott had, that massive chance last kick of the game, that perhaps they'd not given him enough time to acclimatise last week, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him a little bit sooner today.
Yeah, Marriott scored on his debut at this ground for Lincoln City, so he's got good memories of this ground. Hazel, foul on Deitch, little push in the back. I can tell you Yeovil are 1-0 down against FC Halifax. Yeovil in the final playoff spot, and Jacob Hazel now has been booked. So, I was talking at half time, it feels inevitable that there will be a red card shown at some point, Craig, today. It just has that feeling, the way things are going.
Yeah, it's a good bet, doesn't it? That I think Hazel just carried on his argument too long there, presumably for the referee's liking.
Yeah, Aderoji, obviously the natural replacement for Jacob Hazel. That was the sub that was made in the game last week. Hazel gets it, looks to flick it out towards the left hand side. Odesina is going to have to deal with this, and well, he's miscued that, and well, the referee's saying it's not a back pass, but I can understand because he miscued his clearance, but even so, it was an obvious advantage to Woking, wasn't it? Every time you could make it look like I've tried to do one thing and do the other.
Goldie was confident, wasn't he? He was obviously confident that the referee wasn't going to deem that as a back pass, because he went and dropped straight on it. Probably the right decision. He didn't intend to play it there, did he? But it was quite a decisive movement to stop Chadwick getting through.
Ball with Keaton Ward on the right hand side, looks to play it forward for Hazel, cut out by Cian Harris. Boston United to take this throw. Martin Woods hands the ball to J. Rowe. Aderoju has gone now for a warm-up for Boston United as Ward just loses out. Richards has to be careful, tries to poke it through, and instead he's giving it to Woking. Chickson turns away from Hill, but Maguire gets there. Maguire does really well to get past Andrews and plays it forward and just overhits that pass, and that's where Boston are lacking at the moment.
Yeah, Hazel looks a little bit isolated, doesn't he? Chadwick's the one who wants the ball, but he's out there on that left. Hazel was just pointing the way, wasn't he? Give it to Billy almost, but Maguire's ball was too straight, too near Jaskalainen.
Long ball play forward. Stone will come and gather as Stamford are now 1-1 with Redditch. Redditch levelling things up there. Stamford, who have had a tendency this season when they've...
He's surely going to get balked.
Led
He's got away with two already. Second half.
Going to be Cardiff. So Odesina is booked. So is it 6 and then you get a fine?
Yeah, they're on 5
so they're on
now.
5, yep.
They've got more than half an hour to get through. They're well on course.
Braintree have taken the lead against Fylde by 1-0. It's fair to say things are not going well for Boston United, both here, losing 1-0, but also the other results that are going in at the moment. Braintree down at the bottom winning. Woking obviously here are winning. Wealdstone winning. Hazel trying to keep it in play, and does keep it in play. It'll go out for a throw instead of a goal kick. Hard work there from Jacob Hazel. 58 minutes, and that's just got the Boston United fans going. That's the roar you can hear in the background. And I would imagine we're not going to be too far off seeing some Boston changes. Again, it's a bit of a miscue.
Twice Dyche has done that.
Dyche, yeah, he's got away with that one. He's absolutely fired that one forward through to Aidan Stone. Gainsborough Trinity still goalless with Chester, but they have had a goal disallowed as they look to progress in the FA Trophy this afternoon. Ball with Frankie Maguire for Boston. He's battling with Akinola, who gets away with it and can now look to set the goal scorer Ward forward, who's got good pace. Ward tries to play it in for Stretton. Lovely touch from him. Boswick gets there and Stone can clear it away. Maguire in the challenge in the midfield area. Instead, it's out to the left-hand side to Leahy, trying to get inside on his right foot. Challenge comes in from Frankie Maguire, who's a real good one, that was Maguire. And Hazel's been offside again. Oh, play continues. Well, the referee just ignored the linesman there. And play has continued. Rowe heads it away. That was handball, surely. What's the referee given now?
Handball to Woking, I think. Or has he?
What's he given? He pointed a free kick for Woking. Has he changed his mind?
I think he gave it the wrong way.
Crazy. I just had the commentator who's doing it for BBC Sorry just going, what's going on?
It looked like a Woking handball, didn't it? And then suddenly he's blown and
he
given
put
it
his
the
arm
way.
up, punched it away, and then he gave the free kick to Boston. But then he gave the free kick to Woking, but now he's giving it back to Boston. And now Boston have the chance to go forward. Hazel sprinting to keep it in play on the left-hand side, gets the cross into the box. Boston have a corner.
And the longer it goes at 1-0, Woking not won in the last 9 in the league, you sense they will get a little bit nervy, won't they? And the more opportunities like this that United can force, the better chance they're going to have to snatch something from this game.
Half an hour to play. Boston with corner number 4. Ward delivers it in towards the far post to Boswick. Can't get his head clearly on it. Cleared away by Gorman, only to the edge of the penalty area. Chadwick was lining up the shot. Instead, Maguire played back out to Keaton Ward, stretching to keep it in play. Has time to deliver a cross. Does deliver a cross. It's a good one. Cleared away again, though. Falls for Chadwick this time. Chadwick, edge of the penalty area, played through for Hazel. Hazel fires it across, and again Boston have got another corner.
Yeah, decent little sustained period of pressure for the Pilgrims. 2 corners in quick succession. A crossing opportunity in between times. They've really got to try and cash in on this little bit of dominance that they're now enjoying.
Ward to deliver once again. It was Boswick at the far post last time. This time it's in towards the near post. Jaskalainen punches it away. Good important header from Gorman. Hill has to defend and, well, gives away the foul on Leahy. And that will be a Woking free kick, and I think we're going to see a change or two for Boston United. We are. It's going to be Sam Osborne who's going to come on for Boston. For Keaton Ward?
I'd imagine so. Yep.
A bit more pace.
Yeah, and carries the ball really well, doesn't he? And United are going to get some opportunities on the counter, I think, aren't they? As Odesina, I think he's now down for Woking. That's been a bit of a poison chalice, that right hand side of defence for the Cardsdale, although he did look injured down here first half, didn't he?
Yeah, he's
pulled up.
He's thumped the ground in frustration. I think he's going to come off here. I think, as you say, it's been so that's the first original right back off, and now looks like the second one's going to have to come off. Although, and this might play into Boston's hands, because what Woking did when they made that first change was go through it at the back, which then led to that spell where Woking were on top, and you would expect someone like Kelly Evans to come on at right back.
Might have to go back to a 4.
4 again, yeah. I can tell you there's plenty of goals going in the National League. Barnet now 3-2 down against Dagenham Red. Solihull have sewn up the points at Ebbsfleet, 4-0 up. Wealdstone have gone 2-0 up against Rochdale, and Braintree leading Fylde by a goal to nil. Fylde also down to 10 men. So lots going on. 62.5 minutes played. We're going to see a Woking change. The fourth official doesn't bother to show the board this way, so we have no idea.
It's Jamie Walker coming on, I think.
I think there's 2 coming on.
Kelly Evans as well.
Kelly Evans.
It's Walker and Kelly Evans.
Walker and Kelly Evans are coming on. Odesina will be 1 off. And who is going to be the second? Is it going to be Lee?
Probably, because he's been hobbling around most of the second half, hasn't he?
Or is that? Yeah, he looks like Lee. He's the man. No, he's trying to see. Is it Stratton at the moment next to the? So Odesina, who's come on as a sub, is now going to go off injured. He's taken his shirt off already. Oh, there we go. He must have heard us. So Stratton is the second man off. So it's going to be Walker on and Kelly Evans on. 2 changes. By the looks of it, well, Stratton had gone all the way over to right back, bearing in mind he'd been playing centre forward, so a little bit more of time wasting going on from Woking. Boston trailing here by a goal to nil. So Lewis Walker is on, Dion Kelly-Evans is on. They've used 3 of their 5 subs. Boston just using that one with Osborne on for Keaton Wood. What can he offer for Boston? Still trailing 1-0, 64 minutes into this game, and still Will Jääskeläinen is yet to be properly tested in terms of a shot. Ball headed away by Boswick. Hill can't clear it away. It's going to be Cameron Green who will look to see this one out, and does see it out for a goal kick, which Aidan Stone will take. What a game at Dagenham now. 3-3 between them and Barnet in the National League. Rowe gets it, clears long. Fired away by Harries. Boston with Rowe, goes back to Aidan Stone once again. So it looks like Woking are going to remain with the 3 centre-halves here. Dion Kelly-Evans, who is a very diminutive figure up against Max Deitch alongside him, but he's going to play as the right-sided centre-half.
Probably feel they can't afford to go back to a 4 because United were dominant, weren't they, against that formation.
And I just wonder if that then makes Martin Woods rethink what he does with Jacob Hazel and Pemi Aderoju, because if you've got someone like Kelly-Evans there, a second figure
to have them both up there, you mean, rather than just a straight swap?
Rather than just a straight swap. We'll see. Anyway, at the moment, that's not happening. 65 minutes in. Still Woking lead through Matt Ward's 37th minute goal. Fired into the top right-hand corner. And a throw for the substitute Kelly-Evans. Flicked on by Walker. Hill gets it up into the air, one which Rowe has to head away. Hill with a free header played forward. Again, headed away this time by Akinola. Akinola then comes into the back of Maguire. Play continues. Richards gets his body in the way and wins a free kick, which Mills takes quickly out to Chadwick. Osborne, space on the right. Chadwick instead just goes inside, finds Dylan Hill, plays him into a little bit of pressure there, and Hill's just going to have to go back to Aidan Stone. Time for him to look long towards the right hand side to Osborne, who doesn't even try and challenge for the header. Ball played over the top, looking for Leahy. Leahy's got Walker up with him. Leahy into the box, gets the shot in, always going wide. A goal, the only thing in danger there with the Woking fans.
Yeah, he's not looked quite right, has he, since he got hit you know where, and didn't look overly convincing as he went through there. He was onside, but bent an effort well wide of that far post.
Rowe's clearance was charged down by Chickson. Boswick comes in to win it for Boston. It's Andrews now out to Ward, who fires that one back at Jääskeläinen, able to take a touch with his left foot and then clear. Hazel sprinting to try and close it down. Ward heads it down the right wing for Woking. Mills can see it back to his goalkeeper Aidan Stone. Cleared long. Midway through this second half, Woking are just seeing this one out at the moment. Martin Woods looks down the touchline. Pemi Aderoju, Tom Leake, Adam Marriott, the 3 Boston players warming up. What does he do next, Craig? That's the big one, isn't it?
You can imagine Aderoju. It could be Marriott, couldn't it? You'd imagine he'll probably swap Hazel with him now being on a yellow. Because I think you've got to try and keep Chadwick on the pitch, because he's your real goal threat, although he's been a little bit isolated over there on the left since that first 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, he played that before he came off right near the end on last weekend. He played almost as a 2, didn't he, with Aderoju? He changed the shape as Osborne now goes inside. Osborne, does he get taken out? He does.
Here comes
the fine. Because Jamie Andrews is going to be booked. So that is yellow card number 6 for Woking. Free kick for Boston, which Chadwick is lining up. It's a good shooting position, this, Craig, isn't it? Look, it's about 25 out, almost in line with the right hand post, so It's a chance this potentially for Chadwick. Bostwick, I think, is just coming across and saying, what's your plan? Osborne there, Green there as well. You need someone to provide a moment of magic. Billy Chadwick, here's a chance. On loan from York City. His second game since his return. Could he nestle one into the corner of the goal here and get Boston back level? It's Chadwick or Green. Chadwick standing with a bit of authority. Chadwick delivers it, always wide.
Gave him the big build-up, Rob, but he didn't quite live up to the billing, did he, unfortunately? Would have been a cracking effort to score from there.
It certainly would. So, 1-0 down here, Boston United. Gainsborough Chester 0-0. Redditch Stamford 1-1. Spalding 2-0 down against Bishop Stortford. Grantham 1-1 at Hinckley. Lincoln earlier today drawing 0-0 at Exeter in League One. It's not a day full of goals, but still a long way to go in our games as Maguire nearly gets there in front of Deitch, who fires it up into the air. Richards heads it for Osborne. Osborne trying to go past his man. Gorman clears it away. It's one for Deitch, who's been a willing runner in this game, but that again goes out of play for a goal kick. Martin Woods again every time I look, he's looking down the touchline and just pondering what to do next. Options available for him. Certainly in terms of attacking options as well, there is plenty available as Aidan Stone has to come out and gather. Bostwick left it for him. I don't think Stone was alert at first, and now Rowe tries to play it over the top for Osborne to go and chase, but that will be one that Jaskalainen can come and gather comfortably. And he's just going to take his time now, doing a couple of keepy-ups before gathering it before Billy Chadwick gets there. It's how Boston find the breakthrough, isn't it?
Yeah, just build up that little bit of momentum really that they're going to need to find this equalising goal. There's not been that many signs since half-time, but we've still got 18 and a half minutes plus stoppages. Who's going to be the one to step up and deliver something here?
Chadwick fires it on, looking for Hazel, takes it down well. Hazel then gets it all wrong and finds nearly the concourse.
See what he was trying to do, but unfortunately didn't quite get the execution right.
It's the quality that's lacking now, isn't it, for Boston?
Yeah, they've got into some good areas, haven't they? But Jaskalainen's still not had a save to make, and that'll be the biggest disappointment, I think, for Martin Woods, that United haven't threatened the target enough yet.
Yeah. Lee Butler assisting Martin Woods this weekend is in conversation with him. Cleared long by Jaskalainen. Mills goes up to win the header up against Walker, who comes away with the ball. Mills tries to slide in. Advantage played, but then Woking give the ball back to Boston United. It's with Cameron Green, who gets caught on the ball, but still with Boston. And now there's a Woking man down, and Cameron Green has thumped the ball down into the ground.
Probably just out of the referee's eye shot, unless one of the linesmen reports him here. But yeah, they have done. Referee didn't see it. Linesman have just whispered in his ear. But that's a pretty needless booking.
8 bookings in this game. Barnet have now gone 4-3 up at Dagenham and Redbridge. Grantham Town have just gone 2-1 down away at Hinckley. Big game at the bottom of the table there. So as things stand in the National League tonight, if things remain the same, it's Ebbsfleet bottom on 8, Boston remaining on 11, then Maidenhead on 16, then come Fylde on 18, Wealdstone on 18, Braintree and Aldershot on 19, and Woking will be up to 17th on 20 points. It's a gap that's growing.
Yeah, and this is I guess in this situation, it must not lose, because it's the difference between being 6 behind Woking tonight or up to 9. So big 16 minutes ahead. As no obvious signs of substitutions, but still plenty up Martin Woods' sleeve if he wants to make some more changes.
We have quite a bit of added time, aren't we, as well? We've had a couple of stoppages for injury. We had Odesina down for a couple of minutes. We've just had that one there. Play back underway then. Mills out to the right to J. Rowe as Oldham go 4-0 up against Tamworth. Rowe can't find Osborne. Cleared away by Woking. Walker gets up against Hill and wins it. Now Chickson looks for the run of Walker in behind Boswick, who should be able to see this one back and does outside of the right foot. Plays it back to Aidan Stone. Headed away by Harries. Richards flicks it back forward. Headed away by Deitch this time. Woking's defence has settled down a lot more than they did in that first 45 minutes, and now they've got an overload on the right hand side, and it's with the goal scorer Ward. Delivers it into the box, and it's one which can be gathered by Aidan Stone. Holding on to the ball, Aidan Stone here, and then bowls it down. Looks like we are going to see Aderoju on. Hazel can't win the header. Leahy and Hill in a battle on the halfway line. Boston come away with the ball. 1-2 work between Osborne and Rowe. Rowe tries to go past Harries, and it'll be a Boston United throw. I think, was it Kieran Coates as well, I think, about to come on?
Well, he's gone back, whether he's coming on or not. Definitely Aderoju, isn't it?
Ball with J. Rowe out on the right hand side. Boston trying to work something here. Cross in from Hill is catch in practice for Jääskeläinen.
Yeah, dug his cross out, didn't he? But straight at the Woking goalkeeper.
What was a good first half for Boston has become a plodding second half. There's effort, but a real lack of quality in this second 45 at the moment.
Just need that spark really for a grand finale, don't they? They're still in this. 14 minutes to go, but got a bit of defending to do here from a set piece.
Yeah, Mills were giving away the foul. Solihull have gone 5-0 up at Ebbsfleet. So, free kick for Woking. As we edge ever closer towards the final whistle. So Aderoju and Coates are going to be the two coming on. It's going to be Hazel, and it's going to be J. Rowe. So fresh legs at right back, and in fact Hazel, no, it's not Hazel coming off. He's coming off. She's having a conversation with Martin Wood, so it's not going to be Hazel. It's J. Rowe's definitely going to be one of the players coming off. I don't think Hazel's coming off here, by the looks of it.
Hill. Okay. Hill and Rowe. Is it?
Hill and Rowe, yeah. So.
Or is Rowe going off because he's?
Yeah, I think he's waiting for the board to go up. Yeah, it's Rowe and Hill off. Coates and Aderoju on. So. Boston are going for it. Need to in this situation though.
Yeah, nothing to lose really in these at this stage, is there? 1-0 down, you've got to give it your best effort to get back into it.
So free kick for Woking once again. 13 to play. Boston trailing by a goal to nil. Andrews to deliver this free kick. Played into the box. Headed by Boswick. Deitch was lurking behind him. And Woking have got another corner.
Interesting to see how this lines up when we get back going again, because you've got Hazel and Aderoju presumably up front, Chadwick and Osborne wide. Who does that leave in midfield? Maguire and Richards. And you're going to have that attacking threat down the right now with Coates as well bombing on, no doubt. So really attacking from Martin Woods in these last 12 minutes or so.
So corner for Woking to deliver. Instead played in towards the edge of the penalty area. Boston again not switching onto the short corner. Hazel can't get a proper clearance on it. Maguire should be able to now, and does clear it away, but it's only to the edge of the penalty area. Andrews will pick this up. Challenge comes in from Osborne. Play continuing. Leahy now in a bit of space. Challenge comes in from Richards, and here we go again. Another yellow card to add to the ever-growing list. We have had 9 yellow cards in this game now. And even the crowd have got onto the fact we've had so many yellows in this game. So we're edging towards that final whistle. Woking looking for that victory. Stamford have gone down to 10 men in their game. Hobbins sent off, still 1-1, and Spalding now 3-1 down against Bishop Stortford after Senby Ferris had pulled the goal back for Jimmy Dean's side. It's not a good day at the moment, really, for the majority of our teams at the moment. Lincoln draw, and we know that. They've got a point on the board. Stamford at the moment getting a point on the board. And Gainsborough in the trophy 0-0 still. So free kick for Gorman, 25 yards out, or Andrews, right or left foot. It's going to be Gorman with the right foot, hits the wall and goes behind for a corner.
Yeah, not sure how concerned Stone was by that, but it was heading goalwards, I think. Needed the touch on the wall, take it behind, another corner to Woking. United just need to hang in. 1-0, they've still got a chance.
Yeah, 10 to go. Woking certainly taking their time now over every set piece, as you would understand. Gorman to take this corner then there. 8th of the afternoon, the number 8 right-footed in-swinger. With Woking leading by a 0-0. They've gone in towards the near post. Hazel heads it away, comes back out to Andrews, who, well, nearly mistimed that challenge. If he had, it would have been a second yellow. Osborne, and then Gorman comes in from behind, and guess what? Let's give him the big build-up. The drum roll, please, for the yellow card.
The 10th of the game.
I don't fancy our chances of being without a booking, Craig, for us by the end of this game, the way things are going. I feel like we're edging closer to them.
Card happy, should we say.
And Gorman did well there because Andrews had a little nibble, didn't he? And
they've done well to spread them around, really, haven't they? No one's really been in danger of a second yellow yet, have they? It's been completely different players on every occasion.
So, throw for Woking. 9 to play. Woking 1, Boston 0. Boston still yet to really challenge Jaskalainen's goal in this second half. They've made their changes. I think Adam Marritt's maybe coming on shortly. Mills fired back to Aidan Stone.
The longer it stays like this, there's got to be a yellow for a bit of time wasting, surely, as well.
And they've got to be careful with that, haven't they?
Make sure it's not someone who's already been booked.
This is the thing.
Probably nominate the goalkeeper, won't they?
Yeah, you've got your goalkeeper, one of your centre halves, your left back, your right winger. So you've got options for throw-ins to waste time, haven't you? You've not got many of the wide players booked at the moment. As Richards tries to flick it forward, Boston's not able to get on the ball, are they, at the moment either? Woking aren't dominating possession, but Kieran Coates, handball, free kick Woking. Andrews puts the ball on the ground, ready to take this free kick. Osborne looks like he's struggling a little bit. He's limping ever so slightly. And Woking are taking their time.
Where are we going to see Marriott? It's presumed, well, unless Osborne's injured and unable to continue, I presume it's got to be Hazel, hasn't it?
Mooney's coming in, I think, as well. We're going to see the free kick first. 7.5 to go. Gorman to deliver it. Still waiting for the free kick to come in from Gorman. Now he does deliver it. Boswick heads it away. Aderoju does well to get in front of his man Harris and lays it off now for Cameron Green, and now Boston will look to build something down their left hand side. Zach Mills has come forward from centre half. Instead Chadwick tries to switch it across to the right to Osborne. Osborne, lovely touch inside. Osborne still trying to go past his man again. Boston United just trying to do too much individually, and now Woking have the chance to go on the attack, and it's a chance down the right hand side with their goal scorer Ward. They've got 3 players forward. Boston trying to get players back in to defend. Ward tries to play it across, hits off Cameron Green. Corner number 9 for Woking.
Yeah, wide open now, isn't it? United could get picked off on the break here. Conceded a corner, but still sense they're going to have an opportunity or two on going the other way, because Woking are a little bit vulnerable, aren't they, when United attack them.
Yeah, needs to have some urgency, Boston, it feels, in this game. With 6 to go, it would be a good point, wouldn't it, now, from this stage? 1-0 down with 6 minutes plus added time to play. But it's another Woking corner to be delivered into the box by Andrews. Header from Deitch goes out of play. And it'll be a goal kick. And we are going to see those 2 changes. So it's going to be Hazel. On will come Mooney for Hazel.
And I guess Chadwick.
Fourth substitution for Boston United coming off the pitch, number 9, Jacob Hazel.
Marriott is going to be the second man on. Is going to be for Chadwick. So they've rolled the dice, Martin Woods and his management team. What can Boston do here? Goal kick for Boston. 5.5 to play plus added time. Mooney, Aderoju, Osborne and Marriott, fresh 4 in the forward line.
It's a completely different 4, isn't it, across the top end. Coates, fresh legs at right back.
Ball cleared away by Woking. Boswick has to head it back and does well to head it back to Aidan Stone. Stone clears long, looking for Aderoju, who wins the header up against Harries to Marriott. Marriott gets crunched in the back by Deitch. Not a yellow card offence, but he is on a yellow card.
Well, there was a big chance a little bit later in the game than this last week, wasn't there? A Mooney free kick, a Marriott effort at goal, the 2 substitutes combining. It didn't quite go in United's favour that day. They'd love it to do so this afternoon.
4.5 to play. Woking 1, Boston 0 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Mooney delivers the ball and it's towards Aderoju. Cleared away. Mills with the effort. Oh, saved in front of the goalkeeper. I'm not sure who it was who got a touch on it, but somebody didn't. It's in fact gone out for a Woking throw.
Yeah, Mills tried to pass it goalwards, didn't he? Controlled finish, but it was a good block. Didn't get to Jääskeläinen in the end, but some determined defending from Woking, and you just think they'll start twitching a little bit, that they've got their first win in 10 in sight in the National League, but I would suggest they're going to have thick end of 10 minutes to defend, because there's going to be a hefty chunk of, well, there should be a hefty chunk given all the subs, all the bookings, all the stoppages.
Mooney controls it on the halfway line, played to Boswick, who scoops it out towards the right hand side to Kieran Coates, headed away by Woking. Boston pick up the ball though with Maguire, who sets Coates off down the right hand side. Coates challenged in, comes in on him, and that's gone out of play for a Boston throw. And I'm amazed Woking haven't made more changes just to get some of the booked players off the pitch, because
it's still got 2 changes to go.
Every time a challenge comes in, you do have to look at your notes just to see if they're on a yellow card. It's going to be a throw for Coates then. Delivers it in towards Aderoju, headed away by Woking. Maguire heads it back. Chickson this time for the hosts. Mooney, little back heel, finds Frankie Maguire, tries to find it forward for Marriott. Andrews goes down, wanted a free kick, nothing given. Cleared away long by Woking. Walker just on his own now up front against Zach Mills, who heads it back to Aidan Stone. Stone across to Green, and then out to the left hand side now for Osborne. Does well to go past his man, and Boston have got players forward, but it's Osborne. He's racing forward into the edge of the penalty area. Osborne tries to poke it across and goes straight into the goalkeeper. A wrong decision. 0-1. Still 1-0 to Woking.
Carried it a long way, didn't he? And it looked really threatening, but it just ran out of steam at the crucial last moment there as Aderoju and Marriott waited patiently for a ball across.
Gainsborough Trinity love an FA Cup tie or an FA Trophy tie this year. They've gone 1-0 up against Chester. Declan Howe, 88th minute.
Draws on Monday.
Looks like they're going to try and win every competition they're in at the moment, it feels like. Are they still in the Lincolnshire Cup?
No, they lost to Stanford.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the one they've decided not to go for this year. Obviously.
The big one. In the Lynx FA's eyes.
Gloucester United would love to get any kind of result here. At the moment, losing 1-0 with a minute and a half to go plus added time. It's been disappointing second half for Boston in particular, as Aderoju though does well, finds Mooney. Coates is sprinting forward. Mooney just miscontrols it, but he's got chance now to run forward. Coates is on the overlap. Mooney gets tackled. Coates will come in, chips him with a slide challenge. And we're in the final minute of the 90. Mooney back to Coates, played infield again. Boston no quality on the ball, given away, and Boswick in a race here against Leahy. Boswick wins that one, goes back to Stone once again, who plays the ball back out for Michael Boswick. Boswick with a long ball forward, trying to find Marriott. Challenge comes in on him. Maguire though has it. Osborne is in space on the left, as is Cameron Green. He goes back to Green. We're about to see in about 30 seconds how many minutes of added time there will be. It's Boston United coming forward down the left with Osborne. Osborne inside on his right foot, lays it back for Mooney now. Mooney going towards the byline, plays it back for Green, delivers a first time ball into the box, headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Maguire just lets it run behind him. Maguire can't find Kieran Coates, and that just sums up this second half for Boston United. As we're going to see, no idea, a sub, I think. It's going to be Leahy, is it, coming off? 6 minutes of added time to go. Beautyman on for Woking. Martin Woods urging his side on. Yeah, Leahy off, Beautyman on. What can Boston do in these final 5.5 minutes? Can they find themselves a goal? Coates heads it away. Marriott takes it down. Mooney can't get a touch, but it's out for a Boston throw with Coates. Once again, Jaskalainen has had very little to do in this second half. Boswick's gone forward now. It's with Boston on the right hand side with Marriott. Back to Coates. Coates delivers the cross. Boswick can't get there. Instead it's Osborne, right hand side, left hand side of the penalty area. Challenge comes in, and now Woking have the chance to go on the counter attack. Ball played long for Walker. Mills has to come across and does really well. Green is going to keep this one in play. It's going to go out instead for a Boston throw. Green will throw it back to Aidan Stone. Boston with Mooney on the ball. Chickson goes chasing after him. Mooney nearly plays it straight into the Woking man, but it's fallen kindly to Maguire, who looks to set Coates off down the right. Is he going to be able to get there? Coates does get there, but it's gone out of play for a goal kick, and again, lack of quality.
Yeah, he did well to reach it, didn't he? But it was had a lot to do, asking an awful lot of him to whip a ball in from that angle. Woking in no rush to take this, are they? They're on the verge of another booking if they're not careful, but I think that's just the point the referee's making to Jaskalainen. 7 for Woking, 3 for Boston.
Such a disappointing second half though, Craig, isn't it?
Yeah, he just felt at half time that the opportunity was there, really, didn't he? That Woking haven't really had many chances second half, have they? So it's not as if you've been under constant pressure. Just really not clicked, does it, in key areas? Still just under 4 minutes to go for a potential point, but at the moment you've got to say it's not looking likely.
It came after a spell in that first half where Boston played some of their best football we've seen all season, didn't it, as well? That's the mystifying thing, really, as Mills does well to head it back, and now gets it straight back from Aidan Stone. Mills going forward on the halfway line. Mills plays it inside for Maguire. Now space for Cameron Green. Can Boston fashion another opportunity? We've got 3.5 to play. Green tries to deliver the cross. Is it going to go out for a corner? Oh, it's a mistake from the goal scorer Ward. Is he going to get away with it though? It's still fighting in that corner area, and Woking have been able to get it away, and then Walker and Richards in a real tussle. Play continues. It's with Coates, who just slips on the ball on the halfway line. Was lucky to get away with that one. Green has it once again, plays it forward for Osborne, tries a fancy flick. It's not the time to be trying that when your side are 1-0 down. Richards to take this throw for Green once again. Back to Green. Across for Kieran Coates. Out to the right hand side for Mooney. Mills almost staying forward. Mooney, lovely little flick pass into Marriott. Now with Mills once again. wants an option, goes out wide to Adam Marriott. Marriott, left-footed cross into the box, hits Aderoju, calls of handball against Chickson. Mooney tries to head it back in field, headed away by Woking once again. They've been able to keep hold of the ball here with Walker. Cleared long by Kelly Evans. Stone will have to come out of his goal and clears it long, straight down the middle. Ball falls to Zach Mills. Mills looking to play it over the top. Marriott was miles offside, and Jaskalainen can come and take that, and 2 minutes left to play.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it, unfortunately? Mills is playing almost as a fifth striker now, but not able to pick Marriott out.
Stanford have just gone 2-1 down at Redditch in the last minute of the game. Minute and a half to play. Boswick heads it to his side to Walker. And Woking will just want to keep the ball in the corner, which is where they're heading now with their goal scorer Matt Ward. He looks like he's going to be the match winner this afternoon. It was a fine goal. And free kick's gone Boston's way, right in the corner. Is there going to be one chance in the final minute and 15 seconds? That's the question. Can Boston fashion an opportunity? They've not been able to, even with the attacking changes that Martin Woods has made. Ball into Aderoju, poor touch from the striker, cleared long by Woking. Coates just needs to see this one back to his goalkeeper Aidan Stone, which he does. Stone clears long, looking for Boswick. Boswick leaves it for Osborne. We're into the final 45 seconds. Osborne plays it back for Cameron Green. Green looking to go towards the byline. He's done really well here, Cameron Green, and then loses out at the last moment, and Woking can bring it away once again. Forward for Walker. Mills trying to win it back. Mills has done really well and has won it back for Boston United, and then tries to find the pass forward, but it's gone away, and it's a chance for Woking to come forward. They're not going to rush to get forward. Beautyman just plays it down towards the corner. We've got 15 seconds left to play. Coates, we're back to Aidan
Might
Stone.
get a fraction more because Beautyman came on in added time. He might just get another 30 seconds. Maybe
Boston
not.
need to play it long here. Mooney, poor ball from him. Referee is playing on Mooney. Well, when he caught his man, and there we go.
No, it's not full time. Is he not just penalised? It's not full time. He's going to book Mooney.
It's not finished.
No, it's not full time. It's a free kick. Mooney, he did fly into the challenge. He didn't catch his man, but he did fly into it. So another yellow card.
Can you get booked for sliding across the turf and not getting anywhere near your man?
Everybody's been booked for everything today, Craig. We're at 11. So Woking have a free kick. This will be there. I think he's just going to blow any second now.
The linesman was stood next to
the linesman came to the ref, and the ref sent him off, didn't he? He sent the linesman off to go back to where he came from to continue doing his job. Coates heads it away, flicked on by Chickson, forward. Coates having to defend once again, and there it is at the second attempt, a full-time whistle. Disappointment for Boston United. The winless run continues, and they've lost to a relegation rival this afternoon. The only goal of the game coming 37 minutes in. It was a short corner routine from Woking. Boston didn't switch on, and at the second attempt, Matt Ward fired it into the top right-hand corner. Boston had quality in the first half, but didn't in the second, and they've fallen to another defeat. Craig Singleton.
Yeah, it started off well, didn't it, today? And I really thought that first 20-25 minutes was going to lead to something really positive, but unfortunately it didn't, did it? You know, it was a bit of a strange situation because Woking's better performance came after they lost the right back to an injury. I think it was their fourth booking of the game at the time. Made them change shape, and from that point onwards they looked 10 times better, didn't they, and got a grip of the rest of the first half. Scored a good goal to get them into the lead 7 minutes before half time. And I'd imagine Martin Woods will be disappointed with the response because United didn't really have one, did they? Jaskalainen didn't have to make a save, and I would think that he will think that that's an opportunity that's passed United by tonight again, because Woking weren't exactly much cop, and they've arrested their own losing run but the wait goes on for the Pilgrims.
He's in discussions with Mooney here. I don't think he's happy with Mooney's contribution since coming on the pitch. They are in a heated discussion on the halfway line here. It's been continuing for about a minute. Martin Woods is not happy with Dan Mooney by the looks of it, judging by that body language of the two Boston United staff there. The discussion is continuing as a few of the Boston players make over towards the Boston United supporters, and Mooney just chucks his tape away. And I think there's fair to say that him and Martin Woods are not necessarily the best of friends at the moment. And Craig, it is a crucial run of fixtures, isn't it? And we're just going to wait now to see what happens in the next few days with regards to the management situation, because it feels it needs sorting soon, doesn't it? It's starting to drift a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure we'll get some news soon, and then it'll be all hands on deck to resume the quest for safety. Two really winnable games coming up the next 2 Saturdays. A really tough trip to Oldham in the meantime on one of those Tuesday nights, but yeah, full focus now on Braintree at home and trying to end that long wait for a home win.
Craig Singleton joining us this afternoon on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Right, let's go through our full-time scores from the other games we're covering this afternoon, starting off in the FA Trophy. Gainsborough Trinity just don't know how to lose a cup game, do they, Dave Remnant?
Well, Rob, Gainsborough Trinity, the team that keep on giving. They're through to the 3rd round of the FA Trophy. The first time in 7 years. A late winner from top scorer Declan Howe doing the business for Russ Wilcox's side. Pretty ordinary first half from both sides, really. Quality in the final third was something of a premium. But there was more action after the interval to get the pulse rate quickening. Tuntalwana bringing the very best out of Seals keeper Harrison a minute into the second half. The Holy Blues did have a goal disallowed before Chester were reduced to 10 men. Banbridge shown a straight red card for a very ugly lunge. With 2 minutes of normal time remaining, a cross from the left seemed to bounce off the keeper onto Declan Howe before crossing the line to make the final score. Gainsborough Trinity 1, Chester FC 0.
The draw for the next round on Monday. Well done to Gainsborough Trinity, and good luck to the fixture secretary of the Northern Premier Division on finding another game to fit in for Gainsborough. Elsewhere, not necessarily as good afternoon for Grantham Town, Graham Carroll.
2 late goals sending the Gingerbreads to a 4-2 defeat after they battled really hard to get back into this game twice at Hinckley this afternoon, conceding an early goal in the first half, and but coming back just after half time when Jevon Seaton marked his debut with a beautifully lobbed goal to level scores. But the Gingerbreads gave Liam Reid his second goal of the game with still 20 minutes to play, but once again battled back just 2 minutes later with Lewis Darlington levelling the scores. But as the game went into added time, the Gingerbreads crumbled. First of all, allowing too many passes around the edge of their penalty area, and Michael Armstrong fired in from 22 yards out into the bottom corner. And then as Grantham threw everyone, including goalkeeper Curtis Hall, forward, Hinckley cleared the ball, and Chris Jones from just inside the Grantham half almost rolled the ball over the line to give it a final score. Hinckley, Leicester Road 4, Grantham Town 2.
Not a good day either in the Southern Central Premier Division. Stamford conceding late on to lose 2-1 at Redditch. Spalding United losing 3-1 at home to Bishop Stortford. It is Hope and Glory. It's just gone 5 o'clock. Let's get your headlines.
Hope! Oh, very special! Smashes it in! Have some of that.
And Glory.
Oh, what a finish that is! On the turn, on the half volley, and he fires Boston United's second goal into the back of the net.
Hope and Glory.
BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Certainly a mixed day of football for our Lincolnshire sides. In the lunchtime kick-off, a point for the Imps at Exeter, but could it have been all 3?
Rowan in towards the penalty, a monster from a back post. Defender doesn't get it away. Lincoln fire across there, heading goal, it's an over! Ben House heads over, 0-0.
We'll hear from Michael Scabala and Ethan Arahan before 6 o'clock and get the views of our commentary team, Michael Horton and Mark Hone. Meanwhile, here at Woking, Boston United fall to defeat again. Stone has decided to punch away. Ward then fires it into the top right-hand corner. Aidan Stone made the decision to punch it away. He got no real distance on it, and Woking had taken the lead. Meanwhile, defeats for Stamford, for Spalding, for Grantham in league action, but Gainsborough Trinity continue their fantastic run in knockout competitions. It's not just the FA Cup they're progressing in, it's the FA Trophy as well. Declan Howe, the match winner once again. Reaction to those games, reaction here from Woking as well, to come between now and 6 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Hope and glory. BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Let's run through your full-time scores. We're going to head down pitch side. We'll speak with Martin Woods as well before 6 o'clock. But if we just run through your full-time scores in the National League, Altrincham beating Southend by 2-0. Big win for them. Nuttall and Alex Newby, the second goal scorer in that game. A big win for Braintree, winning 1-0 against Fylde. Inni Effiong scoring the only goal of that game. A 7-goal thriller at Dagenham. Barnet ending 4-3 winners. Reece Brown, the last of the goal scorers, Barnet having been 3-1 down, turning it around. 2 Nicky Kabamba penalties in 2 minutes as well in that game. Ebbsfleet and Solihull Moors both had a man sent off in the first half. It was 0-0 at that point. Solihull dominated the second half and went on to win by 6-0. Connor Wilkinson with a hat-trick in that one. It finished Gateshead 2, Aldershot 2. Gateshead had led at the break, but Barham pulling the goal back for Aldershot in the second half to make it 2 apiece. Goalless between Hartlepool and Eastleigh. Oldham comfortable winners over Tamworth by 4-0, including a hat-trick in that game in the first half for James Norwood. Sutton with a 1-0 victory at home against Maidenhead. A big win for Wealdstone in their battle against the drop, beating Rochdale by 2-0. Max Kretschmar amongst the goal scorers in that one. And FC Halifax winning 1-0 at Yeovil, in 2 sides fighting for the playoffs. So what it means for the league table tonight is as follows. At the bottom, Ebbsfleet remain bottom on 8. Boston remains second bottom on 11. It's then Maidenhead 16, and then Fylde have dropped into the bottom 4 tonight on 18. Wealdstone are on 18 out of the bottom 4. Braintree, big winners and big climbers in the division today, up to 19th on 19, along with Aldershot. Woking up to 17th on 20. That means there is now a 7-point gap between Boston United and safety. It's an ever-growing gap at the moment. Meanwhile, at the top of the table, the top 2 face one another in the late kick-off, York and Forest Green. Barnet now only a point behind York on 37 points. Oldham up to 4th on 34, along with Gateshead. Halifax losing today on 30, and then Halifax replacing Yeovil in the playoffs on 29. In League One today, the early kick-off we know was Lincoln and Exeter 0-0. There's been a lack of goals all round today. Blackpool Northampton goalless. Bristol Rovers Crawley also goalless. Cambridge drawing 1-1 with Barnsley, and Stockport beat Wrexham by 1-0. Louis Barry the only scoring the only goal of the game there. In League 2, Accrington 2, Swindon 2, Wimbledon with a 3-1 win at Barrow. It finished Bromley 1 at Carlisle 1, Colchester drawing with Bradford 1-1, Crewe beat Notts County 2-0. It was Doncaster 1, Salford 1, Harrogate with a 2-1 victory against Chesterfield. Cornelius scoring a last-minute winner in that one. MK Dons came from behind to beat Cheltenham by 3-2. Lawrence Maguire with the match winner there. Port Vale with a 1-0 victory at Morecambe, and finally it finished Newport 0, Grimsby 0. With regards to Lincoln City and League One, Wickham not playing today at top on 32, Birmingham not playing second on 30, Wrexham despite losing remained third on 28, Stockport moving up to 4th today on 27, and then Barnsley and Lincoln drop a place to 5th and 6th respectively on 26 points. Meanwhile, at the bottom, Shrewsbury not playing, Burton not playing, they're on 8 apiece. Cambridge with their point go to 11. Crawley with their point on 13, now a point away from both Leyton Orient and Wigan, who are on 14 points.